know that he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder because we know that it's him and Jett.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow. You bleach your hair, you're a sellout. Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 238. This is our Haiden Deegan tribute show, also known as our 2023 outdoor preview show. We are here in studio. As you can see, it is me and the original co-host only. Mr. Supercross is not here. Surprise, surprise.
We won't see him all summer.
In all fairness, it's a work-related thing.
Yeah.
He's on a plane back out to the Kawasaki headquarters. May or may not.
Oh, he
be,
was out drinking last night, though.
May or may not be out
2 days
checking
ago.
out the 2024 Cowie. We'll see. So, anyway, thanks everybody for joining us here. Another full-pack show we got for you here, and thank goodness I'm not by myself. So we're gonna have some good sound bites here. I can tell.
Oh yeah.
Me and Justin are gonna go at this here. Okay, so. Before we get started here, let's just thank our sponsors. So first off, presenting sponsors, Complete Racing Solutions. Check them out, CompleteRacingSolutions.com, where Coach Rob can scientifically help you both on and off the bike. And Coach Rob is scientifically helping me because, well,
you're going to need it.
I fucked myself up the other day.
You want to let everybody know what you did?
I may or may not have cased a Supercross finish line, and I may or may not have broke my ankle.
And when he says may or may not, he did.
I framed the fuck out of that thing, which is a great way to break in fresh suspension. Because I had rode a figure 8 track for all of about 20 minutes. Yep. So it's good. It's good. Ankles feeling good.
He's in a walking boot.
Got a walking boot. My Percocet's in me right now. So we're golden. Golden. So, and Coach Rob sent me over an email with all sorts of information of different dietary and supplement things to help promote bone growth here. So we're working on that. Here and there. So anyway, also presenting the show, TLR Coatings, Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop. They are moving a little slower than normal now, but they're still doing the damn thing. So if you guys have any custom powder coating or Cerakoting that y'all need done, make sure to check them out, TLRcoatings.com, or on all the major social media networks at TLR Coatings. Also on board with us, Holster Co. Reload Rant. Got one of those. Worx going to present our 450 outdoor preview here, so that'll be cool. It's a very short list.
It is. It is.
We have Adept Creative Co on board with us. They actually sponsor all our graphics needs there, and the #1 plate, which is going to go out to our fantasy winner here, which actually I got to record that show too at some point this week here, our fantasy wrap up. We got Isaac Nelson Designs doing the logos for us, and actually we were supposed to have a new shirt here to debut, but someone, a.k.a. myself, was slacking. But we do have our 2023 outdoor tour preview, or outdoor tour shirt coming with the outdoor 2023 outdoor tour logo, and it's going to be very reminiscent of the shirt Justin's got on there, just it's going to be Kawasaki inspired, so that'll be cool. And then we got Edgewood Farms for our CBD needs here. So thanks to everybody for being on board here. I've been need to get some more of that CBD stuff for my current situation.
Hey, dude, just lather it all on there.
It's just terrible right now. Absolutely terrible. So, all right, let's get this party started here.
My favorite time of the year.
Our 450 outdoor preview here, brought to you by our friends at Worx. Always well hung like Justin Barsha. Make sure to check them out. Links in the description down below. Josh and Kayla are at RedBud right now.
Did you see the track updates?
Were you disappointed in them?
So I was definitely thinking a lot more, but I did hear that there is a possibility coming the weekend of the Nationals, they're going to do more on the front set down in the valley.
Okay.
They just didn't have a lot of time because obviously we know RedBud, that dirt has been the same for a long time. You have to break things in when jumps are the same for a long time. They didn't have enough time to do what they want, but apparently I have been hearing that in the Valley is going to be different for National Weekend, but we'll find out. I was upset because it's not a big difference. I did like how they utilized more in the middle after the leap, circa like 07, 08. that just means like pretty much everybody on a 250F now is going to huck the leap because
Yeah.
of that. Like it's not even, it's like a 75-degree angle left-hander.
Hey, it's going to be awesome footage first practice national weekend.
I bet. No, they're going to rip it too deep. Never mind.
My ankle's going to hurt every time somebody frames that. I'm going to be like, oh, there it goes.
It's definitely like every privateer 250 guy is going to be like, I can do it.
Cake.
I'm hesitant on the rollers being that like right before the finish. Like not right before, but like being that close to the finish.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done a little bit instead of just rollers into the left-hander. I feel like that's going to get very one line because a lot of people are just going to start on what is the inside, becomes the outside of the rollers and like square off and then hit that inside roller and pop to the corner.
Sure.
But I don't know what they're going to do in the valley, but I have heard they are going to do some changes, which, dude, it's been needed. I mean, we've had the same track design for, 7 years now?
For anybody who doesn't know, we're talking about RedBud. So they have made some changes. Go check their Instagram out. It's all over their Instagram. They made some changes over on the leap side. You now just sweep into the leap.
Wide open.
Yeah, wide open.
Like, literally wide open.
Did you see their post yesterday, though? Nobody hucked it yesterday, apparently, at the local race, which is super weird to me because I'm like, dude, that corner
that's
like that?
Yeah.
Some of these kids got to be like, yeah, buddy.
I mean, dude, literally, all you have to do is come off the launch pad on the outside and go outside in and completely straighten out for the face and just... But everybody on a 250, though, National Weekend is going to hit it.
I'll tell you, I'm not going to jump it.
No, you just need to...
My ankle hurts already.
But no, it's going to be interesting because, like I said, all privateer 250 guys are going to be like, I can hit that.
Cake.
And then
we're gonna have a 20. Well, see, this is
200,000
every other year. We get a good leap practice video here. Hopefully, Forkner doesn't die on it.
Yeah, if he's even there by then.
He's riding.
Yeah, but I've heard he's like not going to be back till the end of the series.
Really? I have videos of him riding the other day.
Well, I mean that may be the case, but
what number is he?
He's number 55 or 55.
55 or 52.
55. 52 is Mumford.
Oh, never mind. I don't have videos of him riding yet. Then
52 is Mumford. No, I've heard that he's going to try.
Sorry, I got confused on my bad. Got confused on my 50.
Which I find funny. Anyways, we need to get it. Let's get into the 450 stuff.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So 450 outdoor preview here. Like I said, brought to you by our friends at Worx Gutters. Thanks to Josh and Kayla there. All right. So let's start.
By the way, folks, this is a very small list because
there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So clearly we know there's more.
We're stretching at 7.
Clearly we know there's more factory dudes, but we're only talking about the guys that we know for sure right now are going to be on Paula as of Sunday, May 21st, 6 days out from the race, or 7 days out. Yeah, 6 days.
6 days from
6
today.
days from. We know that there's going to be other guys that are going to come back, and maybe we found in the middle of the week that other guys are going to be in. But we're only talking about guys that we know are going to be on the line, and it's the same thing for the 250 class. So don't be like, well, you guys forgot so and so. That's not. We're not trying to forget anybody. We don't know.
Yeah,
we know that these guys are going to come back eventually, but we don't want to talk about them right now because they're not going to be on the line for Paula.
Yeah, I'll just tell you, we're not going to talk about Craig. We're not talking about Mookie. We're not talking about Barsha. We're not talking about Ando. Who else are we not talking about?
Clearly not talking about Eli Tomac.
Eli Tomac. Like, we're not talking about any of those guys because, like, we know they're going to come back, but we just don't know when. So,
Kenny's
like,
obviously not riding outdoors.
Yeah, so like, I'm not going to waste my time talking about Barsha when he comes back for the last 3. Like, that's just not going to be a thing. So, all right, so let's get started here. So, Marv was riding the other day.
Yep.
And the big rumor is he's going to take Webb's spot for outdoors.
Yep. And I know he was doing I don't know if he was trading per se, but with Vial at Glen Helen and Paula, the new design. So I did see that the rumor is he will be taking Webb's spot for outdoors because we all know Coop's not riding outdoors, and then who knows if he's riding World Supercross. All I can say is I'm happy if that's the case because I feel like Marv, this was supposed to be his farewell tour.
This is our one guy we're talking about that we're not sure is going to be at Paula.
Yeah, but we're talking about him because we know he's riding, we know he's healthy. The rumor is he's going to be.
He was at Salt Lake too. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Some of the track walk videos. Dude.
All I will say is I'm happy if it's the case. I feel like he got boned a little bit. He rode one round of Supercross, but it really knows with Marv because that's the thing is like, okay, so Marv, we know he came back for the last round to ride a 250 at Paula because he was going to go ride for France at MX of Nations.
Yeah.
Went over to France for like 3 weeks, went to MX of Nations. Track turned out to be a shit show. I think he did well, but definitely probably not as well as he wanted to. He does a couple off-season races, rides one round of Supercross, and then gets hurt. Mm-hmm. We don't have a lot to go off with Marv because he hasn't done a lot of racing in the last 12 months.
Yeah, so we don't really know where he's going to fit in here. But you got to assume he's going to be in the top 10 with the way the class is right now if he starts.
If he was healthy and he had been racing a lot, where would you slot him?
I mean, he'd have to slot right in as a podium guy.
I
You'd have to think.
I agree. Because, I mean, that's pretty much all he's done his entire career.
I'm going to say yeah, basically that. So
I think without the lack of information and data on Marv, I don't know what to expect. But that's the thing is, looking at this list, and even if like he's not 100% or his cardio's not there or whatever, dude, you have to feel like he'd even maybe be a top 5 this coming weekend.
yeah.
Like looking at our guys, because here's the thing. What I said to you right before we started the show, it's gonna be a great year for a lot of privateer guys like Grant Harlan, Cody Schock, Kev, Clayson never does it, but whoever. Mm-hmm. But now a lot of those guys, Cullen Park, a lot of those guys aren't even going to be racing outdoors because they're either riding World Supercross or they're just not riding.
Yeah.
So, I feel like even Marv could get a top 10 in his sleep, and that's no disrespect to a lot of guys, but I'm here to tell you guys, you're going to see a lot of guys in the top 15 in the 450 class this year outdoors that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be the last time I remember it being this thin was 2008. Mm-hmm. And this is not a shot at the guy that I'm about to say because he's a very talented dude and he's a badass on a dirt bike, Gavin Graysick. Gavin Graysick was leading motos at certain points in 08 against factory dudes because there was no one there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really weird year. You're going to have local dudes like I said, you've never heard of that are going to get top 10s all year long. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, man. That's even Matt Burkeen. Burkeen was only going to race so many rounds this year on his 2-stroke.
Yeah.
He's like, thin field. Dude, I'm going to show up at Paula. Mm-hmm. I bet you Matt Burkeen puts it in the top 20 this year.
Easy.
Because there's nobody left.
Yeah.
Grant Harlan, if he gets his shit together for outdoors, might have the best season he's ever had.
He's supposed to ride the whole series.
I hope so, man, because So, I don't know. You have to feel that Marv could easily get a top 5 this weekend, even without being 100%. It's just how far back is he going to be?
Yeah.
But I feel if he works his way into shape, I mean, dude, I think threatening for podiums is going to be rough, but he's got to be a top 5 dude most of the year.
You got to think so.
You'd have to believe
Until
so.
A whole bunch of other guys come back.
But that's the thing, though, is even with a whole bunch of other guys, how many guys are really going to be coming back?
Yeah.
And how many guys are really going to be motivated?
Mm-hmm.
Is Mookie really going to be motivated when he comes back? Is Christian really going to be motivated when he comes back?
Yeah.
Barsha, okay. He's going to be motivated because it's Barsha. It's Barsha. But, outside of that, who else are we talking about? Mm-hmm. Seriously, who else are we talking about?
Yeah. I don't know. So, all right. Next guy up here, and this is going to be he's like a 450 rookie, I guess you'd call it. Garrett Marchbanks is going to ride the 450 for club here outdoors.
Well, he still has Addison's disease, so
I don't
he
know,
was
man.
The rounds he did last year, he was good. I mean, he was 9 to 12, 9 to 13.
Yeah, sure, something like that.
But the Addison's disease thing is always going to be an issue for him. I don't really know where Marchbanks goes from here because it sucks because he's so young. People forget that dude. He's not even 24. Mm-hmm. He's might be 22, maybe 23. He's got so much promise. He was a highly touted rookie for Pro Circuit coming out. He won Daytona. He's led races. He's always been uber fast. Wild child kid, really good on the 450. But that Addison's disease is always going to be a thing now, and it's not going away ever.
Yeah.
So, I know that there were times last year where he had it under control and he looked really good. And once again, the thin field, you would have to think he's a top 10 dude all year long, but there's just going to be times, and this would be a question for Coach Rob. I'm no physiologist, so I don't know all the ins and outs of what Addison's disease does to your body after a lot of stress on it.
It's not great.
But at some point, he's going to have a flare-up, and he's just going to be riding around in 20th.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault. It's just one of those things. So I'd say top 10 all year long, but I don't know, because, who knows when that's going to flare. Dude, he could literally be fine, and then it just flares up, and it's that day's shot. So... Yep. And I almost feel like he's getting to the point in his career where, how many more chances he's going to get.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think he's a club guy until he wants to not be at this point, so.
I mean, hopefully, because, he's still a really good rider, but.
Yeah.
it's just something you're going to deal with for a long time.
He just got dealt a shitty hand. So, all right. Okay, moving on here. So now we're kind of getting into the guys that could do some things here. Aaron Plessinger.
Go ahead. What you think?
I mean, so here is what I think of the list we have left. I believe we have 3 guys battling for the last podium spot most motos if nobody goes down.
Well,
or has bike issues, okay?
Yeah.
I believe you have AC, AP, and Dylan are fighting for that final podium spot. Because I believe the other 2 on the list are going to be very much like the top 2 were last year. See ya. Just gone from the rest of this list. So, and actually, I think this is more of a 2-horse battle for the last podium spot, because I think the third guy here, who we'll get to in a second, has some health issues going on too that might hurt. But I think he's going to be okay outdoors, man. But the real question is just like, how beat up is he from Supercross? Because we all know he came back, raced that last Supercross, probably, honestly, to get his money for fucking racing Supercross this year, because he probably had X amount of races he had to do, and he was probably 1 short. So that's why he came back. But we all know he was still sore. And now you've got a week off, and then you're going right into outdoors, which we all know is a bigger testament to how manly you are compared to what's it called?
And AP likes outdoors.
Yeah, he does like outdoors. So I think he'll do well. But I mean, the question really is like, do you see him doing more than like a second or third? Do you see him winning a moto or winning a race?
No.
And overall?
No.
Okay.
So the unfortunate thing for AP, though, is it feels like every time, because, like, dude, he should have won Detroit. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He was going to win Detroit. Cross ruts, gets pitched. Lucky he didn't have a gnarly concussion as hard as he fucking arrowed into the face of that on-off. But this is the same thing, though. You go back to 2021, when he was riding for Star, and then he fucking looped out at Unadilla. Like, he was having the best season of his life. He was getting top 5s. He was inching towards the podium, and every time Aaron seems to build momentum,
something
it comes
happens.
crashing down.
Yep.
So no, I don't see him winning a moto. I think if the situations are right, you get some of these tracks where, like, you go to Washougal, you go to Unadilla.
Which the thing is I mean, okay, I didn't see him leading 20 fucking laps at Detroit either.
No.
like I didn't call that. So if he does,
He
I'm
has his
going to kind of
moments.
shrug my shoulders and be like, okay, sweet.
And we know if it rains,
Yeah.
if it's a mud weekend, he's going to be really, really good. Some of these tracks where you just got long ruts that start, like, halfway down the transition and go all the way to that, like, Aaron, that's his type of tracks. I think podium's going to be very hard, especially when you start getting a likes of a Justin Barsha back. Because once again, he is going to be motivated because it is Barsha and he likes outdoors. I feel like Aaron is going to be a lot better than the next guy you're going to say.
Yes, I think so too.
I think you got to say he's going to be 4th to 5th all year long. And could he get on the podium sometime? Of course.
We're still talking about Aaron, right?
Yeah, we're still talking about
Yeah.
Aaron. But I think his ceiling is 3rd, and I really think even that's going to be hard with the 3 final guys we're going to talk about.
Have you heard the rumor that KTM has been approaching him to go race GNCCs next year?
I feel like he wants to do that at the end of his career.
I do too.
Because he's always ridden them, but
But
that's kind of like that was his dad's thing.
But I hear that they're offering that, like, that it's crazy because obviously he led 20 laps in Supercross. He's a super great moto rider, but I've heard they're trying to move him out of that spot.
They would have
an interesting thing.
They would have to. Well, they kind of want to. They know how good he is in the
Yeah.
woods, and they've been searching for a guy to fill since Caleb Russell retired. I mean, it's only been a few years. I feel like he's eventually going to do that. I don't know if it's going to be with KTM, but I feel like for him, I think he still has too much he wants to prove as a moto and a Supercross guy. Because let's not forget, guys, we're talking about a two-time 250 champion. And he won 2 titles in 1 year.
Yeah.
Supercross and outdoors.
Yeah.
So this dude is still a badass on a.
He is a badass on a dirt bike.
He gets dealt shitty hands.
He just can't get momentum going and keep it going. That's the real downside to it. Because he's really good. Like I said, I didn't have it on my bingo card for him to lead 20 laps of a race and crash on the last one.
I think you'll see it at the end of his career. Who knows how many more years that is? But I still think he wants to prove some points because I still think he kind of walks around with a chip on his shoulder, which is weird to think about with Aaron Plessinger as happy-go-lucky as he is. But I think he still is having too much fun racing outdoors and Supercross. But I could see how at the end of his career, because he is 27, I think. I give him 2 more years and he goes into that role, does it, and I think that he probably wins a couple of those titles, if not a bunch.
Maybe, but
to round out his career.
Here's the real question, though: is like, is his contract up this year?
I thought it was up at next year.
Okay,
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, once that contract's up, then it's like, okay, where does he go? Because like he's okay, relatively speaking here, but it's like, who's gonna pick him up when there's
a lot of 250 guys coming up. It just depends on what he does until the end of his contract. Because if he goes out there and he does finally not lose momentum and get hurt, wins a Supercross, gets on the box, does this and that. So I don't know. I don't want to see Aaron's Supercross / motocross career end right now. I think he still has too much to prove, and I think he can get it done. It's the one time where I got to say that outside force of luck has got to come into play for him.
Yeah, he's going to have to start stringing it together. Otherwise, it's going to be like...
And it's just always stupid shit with... It's not... Sometimes you look at it and you're like, dude, the stuff that happens to him isn't even like brain fart moments. It's like stuff that you would go, if that was anybody else, that would be like, oh, it would derail them, but it wouldn't really put them... Like, dude, when he cross-rutted, like, oh, he could have cross-rutted, bounced to the outside, goes off the track, but no, it's Aaron, so it's got to be exaggerated as hell. Or the same thing at Unadilla when he looped it. Oh, he just loops it and it pitches forward, but yet he gets slammed to the back of the ground like a fucking arrow into the... So, I think he's going to be good this summer. I think he's going to get a lot of top fives, but I think his ceiling is a podium unless it just downpours to hell. Because those 3 guys are very, very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So,
we'll
see, but I want to see... I just really want to see him make a whole outdoor season.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Be really good for him, so...
All right, so next guy up on our list here, AC9. Have you listened to his podcast yet?
No, but I did see though. Didn't it drop earlier, a couple days ago? It
dropped like last week. Yeah.
I
haven't listened to it yet.
It did come on my YouTube thing, and then when I saw how long it is, I was like, oh, so this is like a legitimate podcast.
This is a legit podcast. Yeah.
Well, it's something he's good at.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's my worry with AC Outdoors. He's still having arm issues.
Yep.
And that is where I think it's going to be his big downfall here. Now, don't get me wrong. With the field the way it is now, he's gonna have arm issues and still get top fives.
You would hope so. You would really
because his arm holds together. Although what I have been hearing about his arm is that his big problem is big hard whoops, which we don't have big hard whoops on outdoors. So maybe, I don't know. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see on this. We're gonna have to get 3-4 rounds in and kind of see what it looks like with him. But that is what makes me the most nervous. I definitely think he is. Him and AP are like that last podium spot. Him, AP, and Dylan here, who we're going to talk about in a second, are that last podium spot. And man, I don't know. I feel like he has the potential to go to that next level with Chase and Jett there, which we'll get to here. But I don't know with that arm and at this current moment if he can do that. If he can go to that level, because that level is going to be ridiculous.
I think he's going to be really, really fast, and I said this at the end of Supercross. I think he's going to be really good outdoors. I think he's going to be really good, but I think he's only going to have 20 minutes in him, and then I think it's going to go downhill quickly. So it just depends on can he get starts? Because AC is very up and down with starts. Sometimes he's really, really good, and he yanks off like 5 in a row, and there's other times where you're like, oh, he's 10th, but you would hope with this field, not a lot of factory bikes out there, that he wouldn't come around the corner in 20th. You would really hope so, because like I said, I think there's going to be more privateers that you've ever seen this year.
There's going to be. Did you see how short this list is?
That's what I mean. So from
we're talking
13
privateers.
8th to 20th is going to be a fucking free. Well, if Grant Harlan, so maybe 9th to 20th is going to be a fucking free for all.
Yes.
So can he get starts? Can he get over the mental hump of if he gets a start and he leads a few laps and he's getting pressured by whoever, if he can run that pace? Because I think it's going to be a mental thing too, because he hasn't gone that fast in a long time. And then after a few laps and he goes, okay, my body's good. My mental state's good. This is not happening too fast for me. Okay, I'm good. My breathing's under control. I'm good. I'm not rushing things. Can he get over that? And then when the numbness of his arm, how big of a gap does he have to the guys behind?
Yeah.
Who's, the top 3 or whatever. I think that's going to be a big thing. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, doy. Like, that's fucking obvious. But it's like, it's a very real thing for AC. Like a lot of guys it is that don't have good cardio, but for AC's issue, it is. But it's not cardio. It's his arm. It's going to be a big thing because here's the difference with the cardio stuff. If you're mentally good, and even if your body's wore out, but your mental side of things is good, you can tell yourself to go to the next limit. It's going to be a struggle bus, and it's going to be all over the place, but his is like, his arm's literally going to go numb. It doesn't matter how mentally strong you are. If your arm's numb, you can tell your body to do whatever the fuck you want it to do. It's not going to do it. Whereas if you're like anybody who's ever done anything athletic, they know that if they're in the red, they can tell themselves to go to the next limit. It's going to be a struggle bus. Same thing, like, as a marathon guy, like you're struggling, but you can go mind over matter. You can go the extra distance. Your fucking arm's flopping around like a noodle. Like, it doesn't matter how strong you are mentally. You can't tell your body to go any further. So it's like, how big is his gap going to be? Because if his gap's big, dude, he could do well. But I think that if he's coming from the back of the pack a lot, you're going to see a lot of 5 to 7s.
Yeah.
Because I think that the 3 guys are going to be gone.
He's probably like one of the biggest question marks in this group as far as like, is he going to finish 3rd or is he going to finish 7th?
But let's look back to 2020, and I know it was just him and Zach Osborne, but Jesus, he was really good that year.
He was.
He was very good, and speed was next level.
Like I said,
but I don't know if that guy's ever coming back, though, because just his arm issue.
Out of these guys who are not Jett and Chase, he's basically the one guy that I'm like, okay, he could go to that level speed-wise with those guys and stay with them if everything's 100% healthy. But it's just, I don't know if the arm's going to be healthy, man. That's
the biggest thing is I think that he can be really good, a lot of top 5s, but it's going to be so start dependent because if he's not, it's going to be a lot of 5 to 7s.
Look here, I'm on the same page as we were for Supercross. Just do all the laps.
Yeah.
Like, just make it through all 11 rounds.
Yep, for sure.
So,
for sure. Agreed.
All right, next up on our list here, this is your boy.
Yeah, you got some explaining to do with some of the comments you've just made.
Have you seen any of his videos right now?
No, I don't think there's any out there.
There's been some videos of him riding.
There has?
I'm not overly. I know it's. Whatever.
But this is what he does, though.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like sometimes you see these guys riding and you're like, whoa,
yeah,
like that's fast.
But those are the guys though that usually don't bring that to race day, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree, but it's like there was one I saw the other day and I went, what is he doing?
Yeah,
he looks like a squid. Like, no offense, he's a great rider. Obviously, he's not walking around in a fucking walking boot from Case in the finish
2021 outdoor champ. yeah, 2021 outdoor.
Like, he's
champ.
great, but like, it's like when you have that in your head, because the only thing I have remaining in my head about Dylan outside of fucking Supercross failures is like his outdoor championship and how good he was that year. And so the first video I saw the other day of him riding, I went, what is he looks terrible. And then I saw one yesterday and he looked a little bit better. I don't know.
Well, see here, Supercross was actually going decent for him until he got hurt in Houston.
Big question mark for me here. I don't know, because he hasn't been racing. That's the big thing. You look at between last year and this year, the amount of races he's done, not many.
No,
and outdoors, even less. Because what did he come back last year for? 2 outdoors before Barsha T-boned him?
Yeah, it was just 2. It was Unadilla and Buds.
Yeah, and then Buds, he got
Unadilla
T-boned.
was rough. He was good in practice. Unadilla was rough because his starts were terrible. And Buds, he got into it with Barsha, and then he obviously didn't race Ironman or Paula.
Yep.
But what happens when he goes to MX of Nations, though?
Yeah, he was good there. He
beat Chase in the qualifier,
Yep.
and I looked this up because I knew we were going to talk about this, especially with a guy later on that we're going to talk about in a few. Dylan was fastest, like, literally all weekend long. He had faster lap times than everybody. I even went back to Sure because it's been a long time since that, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong. I went back and looked at his lap times. He was 0.6 faster than Chase in the qualifier. Okay. He was almost a second faster than Jett. The second moto, because he was an MX3, the same thing as Jett, coming through the pack, we know his start was fucking terrible. He was 1.1 seconds faster than both Chase and Jett.
Okay.
And then the third moto when he was leading, and let's not forget, he was walking away from everybody, and then he crashed, his own fault. He was going to win that moto. I don't care what anybody says. He was 1.7 faster than Jett's fastest lap, consistently. Speed's never been an issue with Dylan outdoors.
Okay.
I've said this, and I'll stand by this. Dylan is my guy. If Dylan is healthy, Dylan can run with Chase and Jett, and just to feel I would have been there, but I don't know if he's going to be healthy. If that Dylan that showed up in MX of Nation shows up, it's going to be a 3-man war all summer long. But we don't know, is he going to be healthy? So it's like, is he going to come in and he's just going to try to get on the box and try to put in motos, put in consistency, and then if he gets healthy halfway through the year? I don't know Dylan's going to show up at the beginning of the year, but I'll tell you this, if he gets through healthy and he gets to be the guy that he was in 2021 and the guy that showed up at MX Nations, it's not going to be a 2-horse race. Now, maybe he's too far behind to win the title, so it's just going to be about winning motos and proving a point. But for me, the biggest thing is he going to be healthy?
Okay.
And we don't know. If he's healthy, I've argued this with many people. Wyman and me have gotten into this. He's, outside of Jeffrey Herlings, he can run the pace with anybody in the world. He's just as fast as Chase. Dude, he proved in that qualifier and on Saturday at MX Nations. He dog Chase and push Chase into a mistake. It's just, is he going to be healthy? And that's the thing we don't know. So I reserve for, I don't know what's going to happen at the beginning of the year, but I'll tell you this, if he works his way into shape, he's going to be battling with those guys. But until that point, then yes, it's going to be those two for however long. And that's all I have to say about him, because I still am a firm believer, and it annoys the shit out of me that everybody forgets how good he was in 2021 and how good he is outdoors. But it's kind of like we always, well, how was your last race? And I understand that. And he was doing well in Supercross. Got a couple fourths, some fifths, some sixths. Crashed. Story of his Supercross career. I get it. He's never going to win a Supercross title. I don't claim he's going to.
Here's my couple hesitations with him, okay? Number one, obviously there's been injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
Number two, I appreciate the statistics there on the lap times at MXON. We can both agree. Chase wasn't riding that race to set the fastest lap. Chase was riding those races
but
to
Saturday
not
he was.
fuck up.
But Saturday he was.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. Okay. I'm going to say all weekend Chase's motto was don't throw this fucking thing away. Okay. Chase wasn't riding that like he was racing fucking Eli 2 months before that. Okay. He was there. There's not. So
hey, I'll tell you this though. Be careful with what you say right now though, is because then you're going to contradict yourself when you start talking about Jett.
Yeah. So my thing is, like with Dylan here, number one, I'll agree with you is he going to be healthy? We got to see that, like, how healthy is he when he comes in? Number two, I totally agree with you of in 21, he was fantastic. Like, he was so good outdoors. But here's the thing that might be lost in this. When he won that title, he was still having shit starts. So,
he was.
So the big question is, can he get a shit start? And I know there's not a lot of guys to come through at this point, but depending upon how long it takes him to get there, if his starts are still shit, how far checked out are these other two? Because Chase, Chase and Jett starts are on point.
But what if he gets starts?
They're going to go. If he gets starts, then it's a whole different ball game. But I'm just saying, if you went back and averaged 21, because that's why the Dylan Danger Zone was a thing, because he got shit starts and he had to come through. So my thing is like if he's getting those shit starts. And with the level that it's gone to, and I will agree, at MXON, he rode fantastic. And like you said, you can go down to the nuts and bolts of it, which is the numbers of his lap times were faster. But he also went out there of, hey, I've got nothing to lose, and I need to prove that I'm as fast as these guys. And he did, okay? But then again, I think there was some different, the Jett thing's different, but I think with the Chase thing, there were different intentions going in. Jett's thing was, do not fucking toss this weekend away. Yeah. We need to win this.
Yeah.
Jett's a completely different story. Jett, who knows what the fuck Jett was thinking?
Yeah, I don't think Jett knows. I don't think Jett knows.
Jett doesn't know. I don't think Jett knows what Jett's
thinking.
That's a completely different story. And so yes, he could very well be faster.
Starts
than
and
Jett.
healthy. Can we both agree on that? Starts and healthy.
Yes.
Because if you have those two things, can you agree that he can be there with those guys?
Yeah.
It's the two things though, and that's the thing is I've never disagreed with you on that. Is the starts and how healthy he is, because we don't know that. So can we agree that if he gets to the point where both of those aren't a problem, we're good?
Yeah. If he,
but it's just
then there's a high probability he can run with them.
Is it just going to be where are we going to be at? And that's the thing is I don't know, because I don't know how healthy he's going to be going into Paula this coming weekend.
And the big thing is too is like, okay, we obviously saw them race Des Nations, but now you've got Jett has been on a 450 since the first break is what I think everybody's been talking about is like the first 250 break there.
Yep.
He's been riding 450. Like he hasn't been riding the 250 other than to race it on the weekends from what I understand.
Yep.
And then you've got Chase obviously has gone through this Supercross title and everything else here. And I don't know how long he's been testing outdoors. I can't remember what they said, but so it's like, okay, have they gone to another level? Because they're both still young and have more levels to go to. That's another thing that I think we need to look at with Dylan too. Is like, okay, Dylan's not 19 or 24.
No, he's 20.
He's 28,
28 or 29.
Yeah,
he's been doing this for. I mean, he's been
so
pro for 14 years now.
So
I agree.
But it's like as you get older, the levels get smaller that you can go up at the level these guys are at.
And Dylan's not going to race much longer anyway. Yeah, so that's the thing is.
So we'll see.
Yep.
I agree that if he can get start style in, and if he's on point like he was with Des Nations last year, we could see a 3-rider war here all summer, which would be awesome.
It could have been, and it could have been 4, which is the real bummer.
Yeah, the winner in all of this is us. But if he's lacking either of those, then it's going to be a long summer for him.
And I agree.
And it could be one of those things too that we get down to like the last 3 or 4, and it's like then he hits his prime, and then all of a sudden he's dominating these two, and you're going, "Whoa, what could have been?"
Yeah, but no, I agree. So,
but I do think he's going to have a good summer though.
Yeah, I do too. And once again, we do know that Dylan, even though he has 2 250 Supercross titles, he's an outdoor guy. He loves fucking outdoors. Like, and that's another thing too. Cardio. You're not gonna wear Dylan out.
No,
that's the thing. You're not gonna wear him into the ground where all of a sudden he's just tapped out. Because once again, that's where the whole Dylan danger zone.
Good news for Dylan. Barsh is not riding the first few rounds, so he's not there to torpedo him. So we'll be good. So all right, which Honda guy you want to talk about first?
So let's talk about Chase first, because I feel like with Jett, there's the hype thing, and I feel like we kind of should feed into that. So let's talk about Chase. And let's not give our prediction just yet on what we think's going to win the title. Let's just talk about Chase and himself.
Here's my big question with Chase. Do we have a Supercross hangover?
Do you think he does?
I don't know.
Because of the fact that this title really, and he earned it. We've talked about this. He fucking earned it. I'm not gonna
I put this out on the last show.
And
I know you listened to it.
I've seen the comments, dude. They were arguing hardcore.
Oh, that
Chase
one
earned
guy
this?
had like 9 replies before I even got in there, and I'm like, wow.
Chase earned this. It's a bummer that was the last time we seen Eli, but hey, you got to finish the races, or James Stewart would have a whole bunch more wins and titles.
And my thing is like, okay, I don't know if you read those comments.
Oh,
but
they
those
were
fuckers
stupid.
That were
they
like,
were stupid.
He was not the fastest guy. He was the fastest qualifier at 16 of 17 rounds, and I don't remember how many individual qualifying sessions.
And here's the thing,
fucking bench.
And here's the one thing I'll say about that, since obviously I wasn't on that show, and then we can get back to talking about the thing at hand. Everybody's saying in there that like Eli was doing this, take away this. Here's the thing, guys. Eli was only riding conservative because of the fact that Chase threw away races that Chase should have won.
Yeah.
Had Chase won those races, Eli wouldn't have been able to.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
We
can't talk. If we were going to talk about that, well, then you got to talk about Eli.
Chase would have 35 points. He would have won. So, yeah. I'm in agreement. Chase won the title fair and square. Like, it sucks that Eli, but hey, you got to compete. You got to be in it to win it. It's just like with any other thing in the world. You got to be there till the end.
Funny thing I saw this week was that it was like, you seen that meme with the guy sitting there with the sign on the table that's like, says something and then changed my mind. And it's like, Ryan Dungey is the most forgettable champion ever. Google it, kids. And I was like, oh boy. Oh, shots fired across the bow there.
Well, RV would be like, ha ha ha. Anyway.
RV's got 9 titles.
He should have had more.
He's like the second most forgettable champion ever. Like,
which is ridiculous.
Crazy.
Which is ridiculous because there is a whole generation of people that don't realize how much of a fucking badass RV was on a dirt bike.
He was a fucking monster.
Like, dude. I'll tell you this right now, and Wyman and me, and I'm not an RV van, love to watch the dude ride, could watch him ride all day long, but I was just never an RV guy. RV, had he wanted to keep going, would have kept winning Supercross titles and outdoor titles.
I honestly think he would have kept going had he had someone like Tomac here, where he switched teams before he got to that point, and then I think he would have switched teams, and I think you would have seen a lot of titles.
And here's the thing too, and we're getting way off, but this is the last thing I'll say because I like doing this to people. This isn't a prediction, this is a spoiler. Eli wouldn't have as many outdoor titles as he has now if RV would have stayed in it. RV would have beat him. 100%. You know why? Because you couldn't break RV. Stu tried, and he couldn't do it.
Yep.
So anyways, I don't think Chase
to the Chase thing.
I don't think Chase is going to have a Supercross hangover because of the fact that I don't think he He wasn't in the mode of, I'm going to win this Supercross title.
I agree with that.
Because if it would have been Eli, you could be like, oh, yeah, well, maybe not because it's Eli. But if Chase would have just been winning this title and it would have gone down to, oh, I wrap it up 2 rounds early or whatever, where like, oh, man, Supercross hangover, like, holy shit. I think all of this happened too fast for him because he was started testing outdoors. I agree. I don't know the date, same time as you, but I know he was starting to ride outdoors pretty early.
Yeah.
He was in full outdoor mode. I don't think he's going to have one because I don't think this happened too quickly for him to have a hangover on it. Mm-hmm. We've said this about Chase. Can he get over the hump? Even though this is not the way he wanted to win it, he still knows he fucking earned this 450 title. He won it. He went to war with one of the baddest dudes on the planet riding a dirt bike on this side of the pond. And he gave that man everything he could fucking handle. And the hardest outdoor title fight of his life last year. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that said Chase actually should have won that title. There was a lot, and coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever. But there were some rounds where Chase, Chase bopped himself in the head and did something stupid. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It's hard to disagree with it. You know, there were some rounds where, like I said, he sextons himself or whatever. He just
sexes himself right into the ground.
Sexes himself right into the ground. But no, I don't think he's going to have a hangover. And, man, it's scary to think that we just could see, like, the next level of Chase Sexton. Like, this is what it needed for him to get over the hump. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. We know that he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder because we know that it's him and Jett, especially what happened to MX of Nations. And by the way, anybody that thinks those two are all chummy, and I know they did it this beginning of the year where they were riding and talking to each other, those motherfuckers don't like each other. They may not hate each other because that's a very strong word.
Yeah, so I was having this conversation with somebody last week. They're cordial to each other. They're very professional with each other.
For sure, because hate is you have to do a lot of shit to hate someone on your own team.
And no one outside of Chase's inner circle is going to ever hear him say a bad word about Jett.
No, because Kier would slap him upside the head.
Yes, but I bet with Kier and some of these other guys behind closed doors, it is
I bet he's even probably said this to Lars behind closed doors. I was going to say,
this is going to be I fucking can't stand this kid.
And I think that, there's a lot of people, and we'll get to the Jett, there's a lot of people that think those two are going to get into it a few times
I really
this
think
summer.
We should make a fucking Michael Jordan documentary about Chase Sexton. I've been watching that this week
The
because
Last Dance?
I took that shit personally.
Because I took that shit personally.
Because Chase, to me, and I know we kind of make fun of him here and there, but Chase, to me, is the, dude, he reminds me of the Michael Jordan of Supercross and Motocross. He has that mentality.
Yo, MJ, you going to pass? Fuck no, I ain't going to pass. Yo, Chase. No.
So, yeah,
Dude, I've said it before. When Chase is not doing Chase Sexton things, which I think we're getting to the point that we're getting over that hump, it's very hard. It's the same thing with Jett. It's very hard to critique him on a motocross track when he is tuned in. When he is in the zone, Chase does everything right. His technique is next level. His ability to break down a track when it is getting rough and the things that he can do with how he connects the track together is next level. Like I said, sometimes he does this. He just reacts. He relies on muscle memory. But I think we're getting over that hump. Like, you watch him, and he has perfect form. He's strong. His cardio's never an issue. It's very hard to say anything wrong about Chase when he goes, like when he was at Paula, what he did to Eli that second moto at Washougal last year. Like, dude, what he did at Unadilla. It's very hard to go. I don't have a weak. If that mental thing is done, what weakness does Chase Sexton have?
That's a good question. Yeah, he doesn't
have any.
He is so good, and he is so fast. And Jason Thomas was talking about this on Pulp last week. He made the comment: is he the champion with the best technique ever?
I would say RV has better technique. Because there's times you got to go back and watch RV at his moment. There's times where you watch. We're not going to get into this because I could get into this debate with anybody for a long time because I love talking about this shit. Chase is different in the sense because Chase is obviously a lot bigger.
See, now you're going to make me DM JT and see if I can get him on the show because I want to hear you two go at it about technique.
Oh, I love it because then I think if RV heard the clip, RV would be like, please, just no. The one thing I'll say where I think JT's coming from is with Chase compared to RV. RV's obviously not a big guy. Chase is so big and strong that when the bike steps out on him, I think it amplifies how good his technique is. Where with RV, you looked at some of the moments and you're like, ah, man, he's just he not that RV was ever like a weak guy. Like RV was like he was big. He was like a bulldog. But there were times where like the bike was just putting pressure on parts of his body because his body wasn't getting up and over the top of the bike. The chassis is where Chase is like could lift a little. Anyways, where I think that comment comes from, but it's hard to disagree. Like Chase, like his fucking technique is flawless. The way he rides a dirt bike is flawless. It's really hard to. I don't know any weaknesses Chase has if he's over the mental hump.
I will say though that, and we'll get to this here with talking about Jett here in a second. This is his moment to get these titles right now.
And if he does, here's the thing though, is that's why I believe that if he wins this outdoor title,
he's gonna need this mental boost here of winning both titles this year to go into war next year, because next year is gonna be a war in the opposite direction. He's the old dog compared to.
And here's the thing though, that if he does though, that KTM, I disagree with everybody that says that bike wasn't good. That KTM 450 was really good at the end of the season. I think Chase, as good as he is on a bike, he's going to make that bike work for him, where some of the guys in the past haven't so much. I don't think it's going to bother him because, like I said, the mental thing is the one thing you can critique Chase on. If mental's not his issue, where are you going to find a weak point in his game? Because all of the things that the next guy has outside of being younger, Chase has those same things, and Chase is in his he's in his man body right now.
Yeah, he's entering his prime here.
So it's like the other guy like still has some room to grow, which obviously he has a ceiling that he could keep growing, but it's like all the things that the next guy we're going to talk about has, Chase has that same thing.
Yeah.
Except he's in his man body.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know where you could go, oh yeah, Chase is going to have problems with that. I can't think of anything.
Here's a nice thing. I'm like, the list is short here, but I'm not looking at this list going, yep, he's going to go 24-0. Or,
no.
Well, what is it this year? 22.
22-0. No, because you got the other guy, like I said, is Dylan going to do Dylan things? Is there going to be races where it's a mud and AP's just, or does AC just have one of those motos where he figures his shit out?
Yeah, so let me ask you this. How many moto wins and how many overalls do you think Chase gets this year? There's 11, by the way, just so everybody knows.
11 overalls? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, man, that's really fucking tough. Because, like I said, do you want me to give my opinion taking out if Dylan gets his shit figured? Because that's a hard thing, man. I don't know because it. How many did he get last year? Do you know?
I don't remember, and I can't look it up. The iPad's dead. Because I'm super prepared for this.
So I think he's gonna have more. This is going to be weird. I think he's going to have more overall wins than he's going to have moto wins.
Okay.
Because I think the overall, which is crazy to think that Chase's consistency, I think his consistency after what he did with Eli last year is going to help him win more overalls than moto wins because of the fact that, like I said, you have Jett. Is Dylan going to get shit figured out? Because like you said, Dylan could roll off 4 or 5 motos in a win if he gets his shit together. Is AC going to get his shit together? AP, is it going to be a mud moto? So I think Chase is going to have more overalls than wins, or overalls than moto wins. Moto wins, I don't know. I think that he at least gets half of the overalls.
So you think he's going to win 5 or 6, basically?
Yeah, 5 or 6.
5 or 6 overalls.
But moto wins, I don't know. Because I think a lot of those overall wins could because consistency, because he go 2-1.
I'm going to, as boring as this is going to be, I'm going to actually agree with you. I think 5 or 6.
Because it'd be very easy to say that him and Jett are going to split, and then who's going to have the more consistent.
Yeah.
But once again, though, we talk about Dylan. Is it going to be mud? Does AC get... Because here's the thing, too. We both know that if there's one moto that AC's just fucking feeling it and his arm doesn't go numb, I truly believe he can beat all those dudes.
Yeah.
I really believe that. And once again, this is coming from not an AC guy.
Yeah.
So...
Yep. So yeah. So I'm going to go with 5 or 6 there, too. Actually, I'm going to go with 5.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 5 there. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with 4 for Jett, and I'm going to go with 2 for Dylan.
Okay.
Is how I'm going to split this.
I could definitely... Yeah, I could see that.
That's going to be my reserved thing. Now I could just start fucking ranting about Jett, which is what we're going to do here in a second, but, I'm going to be somewhat reserved on it.
Okay.
And just...
All right, well, we're on to Jett.
And we're on to Jett.
Rant along, because I know you want to rant about him.
I am so fucking pumped to see how this goes.
I think we all are.
It's going to be... it's going to be good.
Don't get me wrong. He's going to be good. Of course, you're not that talented, and it's not going to be good.
Do you think, let me ask you this question. Are we going to see some big, I'm going to call them sexton moments out of him here?
You mean where, like, he's just relying on talent alone, or, like, get-offs?
I'm talking get-offs.
Oh, like big ones.
Yeah.
Which is something that Jett hasn't done a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how he... Ooh.
If it does. Because, okay, so I heard somebody was talking on something this week, and they were like, actually, I think it was a calling guy to Pulp. Somebody who called in. It wasn't like an industry person. It was just like a regular, like you and I calling in. Mm-hmm. And they said something to the effect of like, Jett's been able to ride the 250 for essentially the last year here, or the last year and a half, at 75 to 80% and smoke all these guys.
I would say in Supercross, I would say there's been times in outdoors where he's bumped it up to like 92, 93.
Yeah.
But Supercross, yes, it's been a fucking cakewalk.
And they're like,
let's be real.
They're like, now he's going into 450s, and he is going to have to push his limit here.
And we have seen on the 250s on occasion what happens when he gets frustrated.
So that's my big question is, number one, how much to that limit is he going to have to push? And number two, when he does push to that limit, what happens? Are we going to see 16-year-old Jett who torpedoes himself into a triple face, or are we going to see a more mature? Because I'll be honest,
he's 19. Remember, he's going to be turning 20 this.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, his bike age is way more than 19. We've seen it in that 250 class. Like it's just unreal how mature he rides the bike per
But
se.
it is, once again, though, riding against inferior competition.
Yes.
Supercross at least.
Respectfully, disrespectfully here.
Supercross
inferior
at least.
competition. in the
Supercross
250
at
class.
least. Outdoors, we've seen a few times where he's just gotten beat straight up. But
Yes.
Supercross, yes. And honestly, I don't even know. I think 75% is being generous. I think there's times where he's riding like 70%.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, outdoors has been more of a struggle, but
not pushing
Supercross
at
has
all.
been a fucking cakewalk. Yes, it has.
Yep.
Yep,
So
for sure.
So, dude, it's gonna be really, really good.
I think he does have big get-offs. Not a bunch, but I think there's going to be times because
he's gonna have to push to stay with Chase.
And I think this is going to be the first time where you're going to see 100% Jett, and that's, knock on wood, I pray to God that he does not hurt himself. But this is going to be the first time where he's had to go full bore.
Yeah, the hard thing is that, like, so I haven't really heard from anybody who's been around watching him ride the 450 at this point. And Dan,
no offense, I can't take what those guys say anymore.
But Dan Truman even said on a show, he's like, because somebody was talking about this a few weeks ago with some show he was on, and he's like, look, when I watched Jett ride that 450 on the outdoor track, I'm like, holy shit, that's good. He goes, but if I was watching Chase do it, I would say the same
that's
thing.
Good.
So he's like, so I can't really give that to you. I mean, it's, I don't know, man. Like the Des Nations really opened my eyes for like, holy cow, because we've all seen this. Okay, these guys on 250s, and yes, I have a huge boner for Jett. Okay, he is my guy. All right,
Yeah, he is.
But we've all seen this where the 250s, they're just dominating like that.
I mean, look at Garrett's. Look what Garrett's did.
Yeah, and then they go to 450s,
Tomac.
and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, you were not ready for this. But then you take Jett, who was on a 450 for fucking 2 weeks before Des Nations, and he goes out there, and it's just like, and the thing is, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day too. With him, it's like, you watched him ride that, and maybe he was pushing, maybe not. I don't really know, but man, it still didn't look like he was trying.
But
like,
then you also,
like he was flying for not looking like he was trying.
But let's look back to that weekend though, because I knew we were going to talk about this, and Jett was phenomenal. Look what happened on Saturday, and you could say, okay, maybe he was just getting a feel for it. That's fine. He wins the second moto the second moto on Sunday. Mm-hmm. We just talked about with Chase. Chase was not trying to blow it. He said this.
Yep.
Jett didn't win the third moto. Maxime Renault did.
Yes.
And he had 10 minutes to pass Renault, and Renault, he didn't pass him.
Yep.
So it's like he was really, really good. But also, so was Yago Garrett's.
Yeah.
And Garrett's was in the same situation as Jett.
Garrett's was really
so
good.
It's
that
like,
weekend.
yeah, holy shit. So it's like, Jett was really, really good. Jett is going to be phenomenal. He has such a bright career. But I think this is going to be the first time where we've seen him go to his limit.
He's going to have to go. Yes.
And he's going to have moments because he's had it, albeit very, very small, where he's got frustrated, and we still see, oh shit, Jett's still a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And it's fine to do that. He's a 19-year-old kid. Like, Jesus, he's only been pro for 3 years. And really his first year was a crapshoot because he didn't even really ride that much.
Yeah.
So, like, He has not had to push to the next limit, and it's been very, very slim times that it has. He's gotten beat, but it's like, is he going 100%? There's times where you can be like, he's going at 90. Mm-hmm. But then there's times where, dude, and I know it's just one example, but it's something we have to take into now that he's on the 450. Unadilla wasn't great last year. You remember Unadilla, right? The first moto
I'm going to have to go back and watch it now.
He crashed 4 times in the first moto. That was when he passed Romano. Romano passed him back. And then he... Because I remember we talked about that, and you were like watching, and you're like, oh, shit, this is not good. Like, just had a
not a good look.
And once again, that's one weekend. It's 2 motos. It
happens.
It fucking happens. But here's the problem, though, is that you're going to have to go to that limit every weekend this summer. Because here's the thing. Chase, whether Chase wants to or not, is going to go to that limit. Because here's the thing. He did it all last summer. Mm-hmm. So Chase knows he can go to that limit. Jett, we don't know yet. Because here's the thing. We talk about this. Same thing with Supercross, where the times in practice where he just puts in a heater, doesn't look like he's trying, and then he goes 1.5 seconds faster than everybody. And you're like, oh my God, that's what everybody talks about. But then we talk about how, well, we've never seen Jett have to do it multiple laps in a row. So it's like, can he do that yet? And now we don't know. Does he do it at the practice track sometime? But here's the thing, though. It's hard to think he does because mentally, we all know with these guys, if you have no reason to go that fast, you don't go that fast.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He's riding practice track with his brother. And, like, I know how it is with the brother. It's like, you're always trying to beat him.
But are they going at 100%, though? That's the thing. And that's the thing is we don't know until we see it. But once again, though, we all know with these guys, when it's on practice day, even if you're riding with somebody, if you have a big moment, you're like, shut her down. We don't need to crash.
Case fuck out of a jump.
Yeah, case shit out of a jump. Snap your ankle.
Really stop you quick.
So it's like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know what to expect because I think he is going to have those big moments because I think this is going to be the first time we're going to see Jett have to go to the next level consistently. And I don't know if he's never really had to do that.
Will it surprise you if he wins the title?
No, because he's too fucking talented. He's too talented. This is like
what's the percentage you give him to win the title
this year? 35% him, 75%. Or I'm sorry, 25% him, 75 Chase.
Okay, we're not super far off. So I'm like 50% Chase, 40% Jett, and 10% Dylan.
And I was even thinking when I originally was thinking about this, I was like 40 his way, 60. Chases, and then I was like 35, 65, and then I was like man. Then and now that we're having this conversation, thinking about the fact is he going to have big moments? Because that really never crossed my mind because Jett doesn't have those. But then it's like you start thinking about it, you're like, well, Jett's really never been pushed to the limit for a whole entire year since he's gone on this win streak.
We are going to see very, very quickly here because I ask about the Supercross hangover, but I'm with you in the fact of I'm not 100% sure that we're really going to, I don't even give it a minor percentage, honestly, that we're going to see that because of how he won that title there. So we're going to see very quickly how Jett's going to handle the pressure of having someone that can push him. So I think by the time we get through these first 3 rounds of Paula, Hangtown, Thunder Valley, I think we're going to know, okay, he can handle this. And, it looks like Jett of the 250s of, he's just chilling and, figuring it out. Or he's pushing and he's having moments. Well, I think we're going to see this quick.
And how great is it that we get to see this? What track are we going to this coming weekend?
Paula.
What track are both of these guys
Paula.
really good?
Oh, man. I thought about that, too. Because it's Chase is a Paula guy and Jett's a Paula guy.
And you're like... I'll say this because I do believe Dylan is not going to be 100% this weekend. We need to go back and look. What was the biggest gap to third?
I was going to say, do you think they win? Do you think they yard everybody else by over a minute, both motos?
Because I don't think Dylan is going to be 100%. It's going to be bad.
Because I think we're going to fire right off the rip here because I do think that your Chase is going to want to come out and set the tempo.
Oh, practice this summer is going to be fucking awesome to watch because we talk about this. How often in practice do we see these guys, 1 lap heater, and they're like, I'm done. Because let's be real. When you get to that level, even if the field was deep, they don't really give that much shit about, they don't really care that much about their gate pick. They're like, I'm 4th. Okay, fine, whatever.
So if you're in the top 10, you're fine.
I can make it through the way, especially with Chase and Jett or whatever. Yeah. there's going to be a whole lot of times this summer in both practice sessions where Chase goes to the top of the board. Jett's going to come in. He's going to look at the lap time. He's going to be like, all right, put in a heater. Chase is going to go, all right.
Yeah.
Practice for the first time in a very long time since the Stu Ricky days is going to be incredible to watch because you're just going to see ball speed. Just one lap fucking wide open.
Let me just tell you this. Figure out who's on a heater lap first and just alternate.
Because that's what's going to happen. And here's the thing, too. Anybody that's filming in any of these races this summer and they look like they're and you always know, like if you've been around this long, you know when they come over the finish and they just start pumping into the ground, get your camera out because it's going to be a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And by the way, I'll put this out here. Anybody who's going to the races who takes vertical videos with their phone, like you're just, filming for your own personal social or whatever, we are more than happy to give you a shout out. If you want to send those videos, just DM me. I'll give you my number. You can text it over to me so that way I can, because we're constantly looking for shorts content here. So,
because like I said, practice, I think you're going to see some wild shit. Like I said, the first time, and I think you could probably go back to 06 where it's a legit who's going to be wants to be faster.
Yep.
Because it's going to be a thing between those two.
Oh, yeah.
Neither one of them is going to want to be second in practice.
So by the time we get to RedBud there, do you think one of them's not going to be pitted in the same spot in the semi, or do you think they're going to be cordial enough all summer to be...
No, I think by the time we get to RedBud, I think Jett's going to be over here, Chase is going to be over here,
way
and
on
Hunter
each
and
end.
Chance are going to be in the middle. Yeah, Hunter's going to obviously be by his brother, like he always is.
Yeah.
And Chance is going to be over here by Chase, and Chase is going to be all the way at the end of the semi. And then if they start going to the track what they were doing last year where they had the 250, where they have the 250 rig and a 450 rig, Chase is going to go all the way over there with a 250 rig. And he'd be like, yo, Hunter, you want to be next to your brother?
Yeah. So
here's one more question before we get into whatever you have. Like, do we want to pick who we think's going to... cordial, but do they have a moment at all this summer where they actually take each other out?
I don't know.
Because me and Wyman have been talking about this, and Wyman believes that he thinks at some point, if it's a battle for the title, because Chase is going to KTM.
I don't think we'll see any of that until the very end, and that's if it's like the last race and the title's on the line. Because here's the thing. Chase is too respectable of a rider, and so is Jett, okay? Now,
I think Jett respects Chase.
Yeah, and Jett is
also
Australian, and he's not afraid to get into you if you start being shitty. But Chase has too much respect, because look at how many times Chase could have thrown it into Eli, and he just respected him so much and respected the racing so much that he just didn't do that. But neither one of them are those guys. So.
But I will say two things though. I think Chase though, I don't think he's going to tee off on him, but I think he owes Jett one for that incident at MX of Nations last year where Jett completely took his front end out and before the finish. He didn't take him out. So I think Chase...
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's why I asked the question. I think Chase is going to be like, you get one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was Pulp. Jett was on maybe it was Pulp. Jett was on a podcast most recently, and they were talking about this. And apparently Jett never brought up Chase's name as far as like who he thinks is going to be a contender. Apparently Chase was giving more credit to Dylan than Chase. And I don't think Chase gives a shit about that anymore at his time of his life. But that does make me wonder. I go, is Jett trying to play mind games before we've even gotten the series going? Because I guess they were asking me like, well...
Do you give Jett that much credit for thinking that hard?
No, not really. That's probably a Myrtle thing. That's a Myrtle thing. I don't think Jett knows what he's going to do when he gets up in the morning.
If you were telling me Hunter was saying that, I'd be like,
that's premeditated.
That's Hunter, yeah.
But that's Myrtle. I mean,
Jett, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't even think Jett knows what socks he's going to wear when he gets up out of bed. Because Jett's just kind of like, I'm 19 and I'm cool.
I love this kid because he's just like,
he's just fucking
so
whatever.
good and he's so oblivious to
I know.
stuff,
He just doesn't get it.
Oh, man.
All right, so...
Who do you think wins the title?
Man, I got to give it to Chase. I really do. Being that I just said 75-25, I got to give it to Chase. Yeah. Not that it would surprise me if Jett did win this title, but I think that Jett's time's coming. But I think these next couple years, I think that Jett is going to give him hell. But I think this is Chase's time. I think that with Eli retiring and Chase finally getting the burden of winning a 450 title, I think these next couple years is Chase's time. I think Jett's time's coming. but I think he's just going to have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, I would really love to see Jett win it, but the realistic side of me is like, this is pretty much Chase's title to lose.
Yeah.
So unless the only thing that throws a wrench in that is if Dylan comes out just firing.
Yep, for sure.
Next weekend. If he does that, then all bets are off.
Oh, I agree. I don't know at that point because
I don't see that happening.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think he's healthy enough. But I do agree. If he comes out firing and he's Dylan that we all know,
yeah,
then I don't fucking know. I don't know who.
But in 7 days, that could change.
Yeah, for sure. But I really don't know. I really don't know because I think they're all three too good. And Dylan obviously has an outdoor title that those two don't have yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, who fucking knows? But yeah, I got to give it to Chase, man. I think
me too.
I think Jett's time's coming. But I think these next couple years it's this
2024 is the year of the Jett here. Okay, we'll just go with that.
I think Jett's going to be really good in 2024, but I think that if Chase wins this outdoor title, I think that Chase is going to reel off a couple. Like I said, I think that it's going to be hard. Jett's going to make it tough on him, but I think that the next couple years it's going to be a Chase Sexton.
Yeah.
I really do, which I'm good with. Like, I've been very critical of Chase in the past, but we all had to. I don't know if you remember this, but we had this conversation. We were talking about Chase and Fortner years and years ago, and we both asked each other, well, who's going to have a better career? And we both said Chase Sexton.
Yeah.
And it is obvious we do that years ago, but it's crazy to think that Chase is at this level right now because nobody saw this shit coming when Chase was coming out as an amateur.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So that was your 450 outdoor preview show here, or outdoor preview section here, brought to you by Gutter Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. Link in the description down below. We are going to take a quick break here. We'll come back. I have a rant. We'll talk our 250 preview show here because there's a little bit more to dive into there. A lot more names on our list.
Yeah, and sorry, guys. We tried to make that longer because we didn't.
Yeah, this is the best we could come up with because there's just nothing happening at this point. So, so we'll do a rant. We'll do 250s. We'll maybe talk some other BS here as far as motorcycle racing goes, and we'll get this wrapped up. So we will be right back. All right, and we're back here. So before we get into our 250 outdoor preview here, want to do our Holster Co. reload rant. Holster Co., they make holsters for things that go bang, bang, and boom, boom, and all sorts of stuff like that. So make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. And there's a discount code. Make sure you use that. Might get super pumped when you use that if you like things that go bang, bang, and boom, boom. Speaking of which, did you see Brian Deegan's rant about Instagram and that kind of stuff? So I
watched the most recent video on the YouTube channel, but I didn't hear anything about a rant.
So I don't know. The rant might have been a little while ago. So I don't know if you've seen. He has his own custom AR line now. They have a I don't know if it's a Deegan 38 or a Metal Militia AR, upper and lower. And he, just like everybody else, gets pretty fucking censored when he puts stuff like that out there. And dude, he's going off at Instagram about like, this is bullshit. My kid can get on there, and within 5 minutes, you're filling his search bar with nothing but basically fucking porn, and you can't stop that, but you can stop me when I post up a picture of a fucking gun. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, just going off, and I'm like, amen, brother. Amen. Hope to run into him at one of the races here on a Friday and get to talk to him.
And do that laugh that he does that Cole makes. I can't do
Nothing. Have you...
Can't do it.
I know you don't listen to Pulp that much, but have you heard the Weege laugh that they have for a drop on there where he's
No,
like...
but it's probably great.
Oh, it is. Because it's just like that. I can't even do it right. It's hilarious. So, all right. So Holster Co. reload rant. And this just comes to me because there was a comment made that I read, and so there's a lot of negativity surrounding some of our predictions, some of our views, and we've been going through this for a long time. And there's a lot of comments made about a buddy of ours, Mr. Coach Rob. And this last comment was like, Rob's a tool or some shit like that. Always has been. And like, okay, let me just say here. Coach Rob is probably one of the nicest guys you will ever fucking meet.
He will literally give the shirt off his back to you.
Yep. He's super nice, super knowledgeable. And here's the thing. We've been catching flack for this too for years of we say things that are going to happen because we find out about them, and then everybody calls us a fucking retard. Prime suspect of this. the Deegan thing. Deegan going to Yamaha. We said that. Coach said that. We all heard this and knew this through backdoor channels that we have. And all you Deegan nut huggers didn't believe it. And then, boom. Oh, wow. What happened? Oh, man. All of a sudden, he's on Yamaha. So weird. So weird. So here's my thing. If you're a keyboard warrior and you don't know Coach Rob and you're talking shit, fuck you.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't think you guys understand how long Coach has been in this, the people he's helped. Just for a little, he pretty much made AC through his amateur career. He will never take credit for this, but made AC who AC was throughout his amateur career.
Yep.
He's worked for the likes of Ryan Dungey during Ryan Dungey's title. He's helped out J Mart. He's helped out a lot of people in his day, and he knows a lot of people.
The thing is that between us, we'll call it between the secondary media here, Hopper, us, Coach, Cooksey, we know a lot of people throughout the industry here now. Us not as much as those guys do, and we all talk and we all find things out. So those of you that call us crazy and everything, and you're wrong. When we start talking about something, we've heard something about it from a reliable source. This isn't just speculation. On top of that, we're very good at reading the writing on the wall and connecting the dots. It was kind of like with the Deegan thing. We looked at everything that was going on. There were some situations, some backdoor situations with contracts with some of the amateur riders and stuff that Coach Rob had that led us right into knowing that Deegan was going to go to Star. Okay, this wasn't hard to connect the dots with a few of the things we knew. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just the people, the keyboard warriors that are hating, and it's just like the keyboard warriors hating on us. We are allowed to have our opinions, and that is all this. We are two dudes sitting on a tailgate talking at the moto track. That's all we are. Yeah, that is literally what the show was created for, what the essence of it is, what it is at its core is us just bench racing, okay? So you can call us morons and things like that. We do, like I said, have some insides, and we do have some wild takes. But if you look at our record, we're not that wrong all the time.
And like I said, we're just giving our opinions. It's not like we're going and saying, this is fact and this and that. It's like I said, sometimes we are wrong. You know what? Here's the thing. Steve Mathis is wrong sometimes too. Jace is wrong sometimes too. You can't be right on everything, and it is what it is.
And when we talk saying this guy's not doing well or something like that, that's relevant to pro riders. I'm not comparing at any point any of these guys to myself.
It's like everybody. This is like an easy thing. Everybody goes, well, you guys will never be him. You never be that.
Thank you.
Neither of us have ever claimed that we're going to be that. I never said I was as fast as Haiden Deegan. Travis never said, he can beat Haiden Deegan. None of us ever said that. That's not the thing. We're not trying to say we're better than the guys. We know these are some of the top tier, the 1% of the 1%. We're just giving our opinion. We're allowed to. Just like everybody out there, the you nut huggers, the Haiden Deegan thinks he's the best in the world. He's going to do this and that. You're giving your opinion.
Your opinion is he's the best in the world. Our opinion is we're toning that down.
It's like when you guys say, he's going to be better than Hunter Lawrence. He's going to be better than Jett Lawrence. He's going to be better than Joe Schmoda. He hasn't proved it yet, so that's an opinion. That's not a fact. We're not stating facts. We're just giving our opinion on stuff. Can't be a fact until it actually happens. That's the whole point. If those videos if we didn't give our opinions on things before they happened, what would we be talking about?
Yeah.
It's just, guys, you need to calm down. We're not saying you can't hate on us. It's great. It's good content. It gives us a laugh because we really don't care. We're glad that you're commenting on our videos and it's helping us. But
the winner in all this is myself.
Yeah, but it doesn't that doesn't hurt us. You can guys talk all the shit. Look, perfect example for me. I've gotten hated on since the show started. I don't really care what you guys have to say about me. I don't know you. If you want to hate on me, cool. If you want to like the things I say, great. Because if we ever meet, we'll have a conversation. I will bullshit with anybody about anything. Even if you're dissing me, I don't care. It's not hurting my feelings. It's not affecting my life. I don't know you. I'll probably never know some of you. So
But we like meeting you guys at the races.
We
if
do
you
like
do watch
media.
the show,
Yes.
like come up, say hi
Exactly.
when we're
Well,
at the races.
If you want to tell us we suck to our faces, cool. We'll say thank you for watching. And
Justin has resting bitch face.
Yeah.
But he will talk to you.
yes, I will. Exactly. Like,
And if he won't, I will be like, hey, Dick, maybe you should talk to the fans. People putting food on our plates, bro.
yeah, well,
They're paying for the ice cream we had 2
yeah,
weeks
the
ago.
ice cream. So yes, guys, we love it. We appreciate all of it. I'm not saying even the haters. We
Yes.
appreciate all of you guys. But like you guys, you take some of the stuff we say a little too personal. And this is the last thing I'll say on this because I know this video is gonna be we're gonna get shit on too. Some of our takes.
I'm cutting this section, by the way. It's going up.
It's fine. And we're specifically talking about Haiden Deegan right now. You guys have never met Haiden Deegan. The fact that you guys are getting this intense about it, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I also just want to say, for anybody who's like hating on us for clickbait,
What do you think the internet is?
you don't know how YouTube works, okay?
Your boy, everybody does it. Everybody who's
do you want
anybody.
to know a prime example I heard the other day? Have you heard of the Roman Atwood?
I know who it is.
Yeah. So I literally was listening to a short of his podcast from one of his podcasts the other day talking about how when he had the vlog, he did one and he put his wife in a bikini for the thumbnail.
And it never showed up.
And went, holy crap, how many views did that get? You've got a lot of bikinis.
Yeah.
we can make this a thing. And I'm like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, she wasn't even in a swimsuit in most of those videos. And boom, you see that, and of course, every guy is thirsty and like, boom, whatever. So yeah. So I mean,
That's
it's
what the
just a
internet
thing
is,
of
guys.
like, yeah, like I try to put the titles of the videos as somewhat I go back and listen to the whole show, and the titles of the videos are something we say in that video.
We're not clickbaiting. Just because.
Yeah, we're talking about it, and like it's something that we're talking about.
And I hate to break it to you, and once again, people are going to be like, you guys are hating on Haiden Deegan, but it's just what we're talking about. For some of you guys saying that we're clickbaiting on the Haiden Deegan thing, I don't really think you guys understand what clickbait is then, because we didn't clickbait any of the Haiden Deegan videos. Everything, just like Travis said, that was in that video title, we talked about with Haiden Deegan. That's not clickbaiting when you're just putting Haiden Deegan in the title. That's not clickbaiting, guys.
And just so I got a title for this one, this is clickbait.
Clickbait.
This is clickbait.
It's like a guy I watched that like his whole thing is he reviews brand new cars and then he gives his opinion on them. He does what everybody else does, but like he happens to be his name's like Tom something. And literally the name of one of his videos is the best YouTube video comment ever, and it's him because he has a new Porsche Carrera. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. How's it going, people?
This is our thumbnail.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We'll do it this way. Oh, we should. Bam. Look at this. Thumbnail. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That right there, solid.
So yeah, guys, like just whatever. Like if you can continue to hate, you can do that.
That's your prerogative, but
yeah, it's fine. We just want to let you guys know that like you guys hating on us, it's just part of it.
We
like,
love it. We love it.
It doesn't bother us.
Please do more of it.
Yeah, because I guarantee you're going to hate on us after this one.
Yeah, we're winning.
Because we're going to have probably some hot takes.
And what I mean by winning is we have made several dollars on this video.
We have made several dollars
so
on
thank
this
you.
video. Thank you.
We can now get ice cream next
Not
week.
several hundred, several dollars.
Yeah.
We are basically on welfare.
we are poor. So, all right, cool. So yeah, Holster Co reload rant there. If you don't know Coach Rob, then fuck you.
Yeah, then fuck. If you don't shoot Big Red, then fuck you.
Okay. All right, let's move on. So 250 outdoor preview here, brought to you by our friend Issac Nelson over at Issac Nelson Designs. If you guys need logo work done, he does all sorts of logo designs. He designs most of our t-shirts. He does designs for Kevin Moran's for all of his YouTube thumbnails and all sorts of other stuff like that. And actually, fun fact, he just got a job. He is going to be a designer at FXR.
No shit.
Yep.
Good job to have. I like some of their new stuff they're putting out.
And he was brought in mostly to do like print ad stuff, I think is what he said. But then they were like, well, how do you feel about working on the moto side? And he was like, I don't think you understand. I'm in. So
he's like, say less.
So yeah, super pumped to have him
on
the team here. He helps me design stuff for TLR Coatings. He does stuff here. So yeah, great guy. Check him out. Link in the description down below. Make sure to say that we sent you. Yeah, if you have a business or you're doing something online and you need, like I said, a logo design, he's really, really good about it. So check him out. Okay, so we got the 250s. We have much more than the 450s to discuss here. So
this is going to be a very good outdoor season for 250s.
So we have 3 different groups here. So we have the Big 5. We have the best of the rest, and then we have our, and I'm air quoting this, our rookies to go over here. So let's start with the Big 5 here. So the Big 5, these are basically the 5 that we think are gonna,
and I think most people would probably
agree with this.
Maybe some people would take one of them.
No, there's a whole bunch of people that are gonna disagree.
Oh yeah, right. You're right.
Here.
But I feel like throughout the industry, most people would see this 5 and agree with it.
Yes.
Maybe they'd take one of them, whoever you want to. But I feel like if you were to ask 10 people in the industry, 9 out of 10 of them would probably agree with this.
Yeah,
this list.
So our Big 5 here for the 250 class is Hunter Lawrence, Joe Schmoda, Tom Vial, Justin Cooper, and Jeremy Martin.
Yep.
So let me start with this question because this is who we'll start with here. However you answer this question, who is the weakest out of the Big 5?
And it pains me to say this, but because he's at the end of his career,
we're going to agree on this now.
And you know it pains me because you know I'm a big fan of this. And I feel like you kind of are too.
Yes.
I feel like it's hard not to be a fan of this guy. It's got to be Jeremy Martin.
Jeremy Martin.
God, that hurts so bad because he's been one of my favorites for such a long time.
I like the guy. He is a
fucking warrior,
a bulldog, a dominant outdoor rider. This is not the Jeremy Martin pre-back injury.
No.
We'll just go with that.
No, and it really sucks too because for the most part, he made it through most of Supercross healthy.
Yep.
He did. AC thing, did most of the laps.
Yes.
Had some good rides. Obviously, he got it handed to him, but that heat race win in Detroit was cool. He's got on the box at the Triple Crown in a main. But this is just the end of J-Mart's career, man.
I think he's going to be the most, I don't know, that's hard to say too. He's going to be very consistent. But what is consistent with the Big 5 here? Does he win? Let me ask you, does he win motos?
I think if he's going to win any motos this year, it's going to be at RedBud.
Not Millville.
No, because if you look at his Millville record, it's not as good as you would think it is.
Okay.
It's not like he wins a bunch. It's not like Ryan Dungey at Millville. It's not like he's won a bunch at Millville.
Okay.
I think it's going to be RedBud if he wins anywhere. I think he's going to be really good because he's still a bulldog. He's not going to get tired. We've all heard it. Like Ricky says it all the time. Like, dude, he might be one of the most physically fit dudes.
He knows how to suffer.
Yeah, he loves to suffer. He fucking, unlike Troll,
yes,
he loves to suffer. But this is kind of where A-Mart was, and we've talked about this. I think J-Mart's going to wind out this year in the 250s. Mm-hmm. He's going to ride 450s next year just to say he did it like Big Al.
Yeah.
And then he's done.
And this is something that's been discussed a lot on Gypsy Tales recently, is it's so ridiculous because you have Supercross and Motocross are so different, and you make these guys do both of them. And this is something that I hope the tides start to turn here as the World Supercross grows a little bit, is you're going to get Supercross specialists and Motocross specialists, because Alex Martin and Jeremy Martin are two guys very, very prime of like, they're not Supercross guys.
No, they've had their moments, and J-Mart has won mains, but he is an outdoor guy.
But it's like, man, if you could have done outdoor-only deals like in America compared to like, I mean, they could have gone to GPs or whatever, but obviously most American guys don't want to go.
Well, and I don't think Big Al and
gallivanting.
J-Mart would fit.
Are world travelers.
Yeah,
no, they're not. But it's like, if you could have done him and his brother to just outdoor only deals, man, their careers could go on till they were in their 35. And they could win a bunch. And but it's just, he's been so riddled with injuries for what's it called. And then you have that incident with Jay Coop there where he hurts his back a couple years ago. And he came back and he battled with Jett there.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, like, remember too, before he like hurt himself again, he was going into that season hurt, and then he hurt himself again in Thunder Valley. he was leading the points.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he had that crazy battle with Jett at Iron Man and gets hurt there.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, it pains me to say that because I've been on the J Mart bandwagon for such a long time.
Yep.
But it's like he's been hurt too many times since 2018.
He's just not the same guy.
And you can't, at some point, you can't overcome it. And once again, J Mart's no spring chicken.
No.
He's been doing this for a long fucking time, guys.
Yep.
He's 29. He's going to be 30, and he's been pro since 2012.
Yeah.
I think it's been.
Yeah.
We're in 2023 now, so it's like, man, he just...
Dude, I mean, his titles were 13 and 14. Like, that's 7 years ago.
So it's like, man, but I think he's going to be the weak link. Can J Mart go out?
I'm sorry, that's like 9 years ago.
Yeah,
9 and 10 years ago. It's insane to think about.
He can go out and win motos, of course, because this is Jeremy Martin. Because when Jeremy Martin's feeling it, he still can be the fastest 250
He's
going to
battle with these guys and be.
He's going to make look
as stated, thorn in the side.
Exactly.
And weakest link.
He's going to make it. He's going to make things
five.
annoying for them.
Yes.
Because he's still too fast on an outdoor track.
Yep.
But as far as winning a title, no. When that last time getting hurt in 2021 outdoors, the few times because he got hurt like 3 times that year.
Yeah.
It just that put a nail in the coffin for him, and it just it sucks.
Yep.
But yeah, I think he's going to be, and weak length is also a relative term because let's be real, he's still going to be better than everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so let's move from J-Mart to what I think is probably the biggest question mark out of the Big Five, Justin Cooper.
Swag.
I mean, he's got swag, but here's the thing. Like, he goes out, he races a few 450 races, which is super weird as to, with Dylan going out, why they did not keep him doing 450s. Because all that was going to do is make his stock go up. And then, he has to be foaming at the mouth the most because, like, think about it. He did well with the field stacked. Think about what he would have been doing at the end, the last few rounds here.
His last race, he got a 6th,
yeah.
right? Like, dude, he did it when it was still, stacked.
He would have probably been a podium 450 guy at the end of the year. Easy. And then, dude, he
probably would have podiumed in Salt Lake.
Yeah, and then think about what his stock would be like for next year.
I think there was just so much emphasis on him trying to win this outdoor title. I'll tell you what, man. He's definitely going to become the most prepared he's ever been coming into outdoors.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing with J. Coop, and it's the only thing, and we've talked about this plenty of times, not just on this show. Jace is talking about it. Coach, Cooksey, Pulp, everybody's talked about it. J. Coop has got to figure out a way that when he doesn't get starts,
to go through the pack.
To bully through the pack.
Yep.
He has got to figure out a way to pull his head out of his ass when he gets 10th place starts.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, and then there's got to be a stat on this, and I think even we just mentioned this. The disparity between when he gets starts as opposed to when he doesn't has got to be the biggest
huge
gap ever of someone of his caliber.
And here's the problem. You have a start god in Tom Vial there.
Oh, yeah.
So, like...
And Hunter's now got his starts figured out, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, I'll tell you this. He's not coming through the pack with this field at 10th place anymore.
No.
If he gets a start, though, game fucking on. I think MX of Nations, and it's crazy we say all the stuff we do about MX of Nations, but what he did for us, because let's be real, he won that race for us. Because he was supposed to be the wake length, and he comes in and he's like, fuck you, guy. Dude, he was great that weekend. I mean, he made everybody in the 250 class his bitch.
He did. He was so good, which is impressive.
And even Hunter. I mean, dude. But he's got to figure his starts out, man. He's got to figure his starts out. And because here's the thing, too, and we're not going to get all super prideful right here. He's the only American that has a shot to win this title.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't get his figured out, it's going to be a Euro. It's going to be across the pond 1, 2, 3. Not Euro. Across the pond 1, 2, 3 again.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not that worried about it.
No. But but there are people that like,
there are.
He's got to figure it out, man. Because if he does, he's in this title hunt. But if he can't get his starts figured out, I'm sorry, dude. He's not coming through the pack. Because there's 3 guys that are going to walk him. He's got to get it figured out. I would like to believe that if he gets his starts figured out, he can make this a 4-way battle, but man, dude, I don't know why he can't come through the pack.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it
either.
As good as he is,
it's like Ryan Dungey falls into the.
But how weird is it though? Because remember there was a time where he was getting starts all the time.
Yeah,
and then just all of a sudden his starts went to shit.
To me, it's funny because he's like the new age Ryan Dungey.
Yeah,
he's just so vanilla. Of like. but then you look at like his podium percentage and all that crap like that. I mean, it's like when we were comparing him to Savatgy, and you were like, "There's no way he's even close." And I'm like, dude, he's got X amount more podiums than Savatgy.
And then how crazy to look back at 2021 after J-Mart got hurt and J. Coop really started to find his stride. Dude, until Washula broke his hand, he was beating Jett in the points.
Yeah, he was doing really well.
So it's like we talk about with Jett and this and that, but it's like, dude, J. Coop almost beat Jett Lawrence for an outdoor title.
Yeah, and we have major, I mean, just like everyone, we have major recency biased with him of it's like, well, we haven't really seen him because he raced those few Supercross and then he was gone again. I don't know. He's a big question mark for me here. We'll see. He's, like you said, he's going to be the most prepared he is.
If he gets, okay, I'll ask this because if he gets starts in your mind with these next three, this is the contender list. Is he more contender or more pretender even if he gets starts? If you could have a crystal ball and it would tell you J. Coop's going to be top 5 every moto this year.
I don't think that's really I don't think that's far-fetched, to be honest with you.
Be a contender or a pretender?
No, to be top 5 every moto.
On the starts? No, on the starts.
Oh, on the start.
No. I'm saying like if you had a crystal ball at the end of the year that told you J. Coop is going to get top 5 every moto off the line.
Yeah.
Is he more of a contender for the title or is he still a little bit more on the pretender side? Hypothetically.
Yeah, I think he's contender if he can get in the top 5 start.
Okay.
All the time.
Because I agree with that. Speed is not his issue.
Okay.
It's just for whatever reason I don't know what it is. I don't know if he just forgets how to work. Like I don't know if he just forgets how to pick lines.
I don't know how to ride through traffic.
I don't know how to. Dude, I don't have. I buy racecraft, so I don't know what I'm doing over here.
We gotta send him to local races and just have him start and just try to lap everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Twice.
Just fucking. I don't know. Start in the pits.
Yeah, something like that.
I just don't get it, man.
I don't know. Like he's gonna be there. Don't get me wrong. He's gonna win motos. I think.
Because look at last year at the end of the year. Like, dude, there were motos like he was really, really good, and there was other motos where it's like, what the fuck is J. Coop doing?
Yeah. So I don't know. He's up there. He's in the big 5.
He is.
But there's like him and J-Mart are big question marks in the big 5, and then the last 3 we got to talk about here is where I think the real title contention comes from. All right. So next up, let's talk Joe Schmoda because we've only seen him race a couple of races here. Obviously, he did the last couple of Supercrosses or whatever, but dude, he was fucking good at those last couple Supercrosses. So,
and let's be honest,
we're gonna get fried in the comments here because everybody's gonna be like, "Well, he hasn't fucking really done much."
Well, I think you guys, if anybody that says that, I think you guys need to go back and watch Outdoors starting at RedBud because he was easily the second best dude, and I'd be like, "Well, he didn't get second in the points." Look, bros. The only reason he got third in the points last year is because Hunter decided to torpedo him at the last round.
Yeah.
He made Hunter his bitch last year, and he was better than Jett in a few rounds too.
Yeah.
Joe, he's another one of those guys, man. You look at him and you're like, outside of his technique, I think being absolutely atrocious. Dude, he's so solid.
Yeah.
He has found his footing in this world. He has found his footing as a professional motocross rider. I know there were a few years where you're like, is Joe really going to do anything? Like, is he really good? Because he was just like an 8th, 12th guy.
Yeah.
Couldn't ride Supercross for shit. Well, I say that in relative terms as opposed to everybody else's counterparts. Mm-hmm. And he figured it out, man. He did. Dude, cardio machine.
Mm-hmm.
Outright speed. Yep. Sprint speed. Starts are good. I tried to think about this at the end of the season after RedBud, and I tried to think about what were his flaws, and I could not really come up with what were his flaws, other than there were days where Jett was just being Jett.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, I mean, I asked you the same question. What were his flaws outside of the days of Jett just being Jett?
Yeah, he was really solid from RedBud on last year. Really, really solid.
I mean, dude, remember that first moto Ironman when he ripped a hole, after he didn't rip a hole? No, it was the second moto. I'm sorry, ripped the start and just set sail, just gapped everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like,
here's the thing: does he pay back Hunter?
I think he owes one. I think they were all.
I know he owes one.
I think they were.
Does he
Yes. I think they were all chummy after Hunter won the title, and he was respectful because he's still friends with Jett, and they still have the same agent. Although it is going to be weird though because he is going to Honda next year. So no, maybe he doesn't pay him back because I think that'll be a weird thing. Even though Hunter's going to be on the 450 side.
Yeah.
Joe's just going to be really good this season, man. God. Yep. But here's another question we asked with the 450s. This one's going to be a lot harder to figure out who's going to win overalls and motos because I think there's just going to be a revolving door of one weekend and the next.
I think so too.
And here's the crazy thing too is, we had this for the last couple of years with Jett. We even had it with J-Mart. And, even going back to Dylan and AC, there were tracks that guys were just overly better at.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the list, and outside of like RedBud and Millville for J-Mart, there's no tracks on here that stand out as any one of these guys being like that much better.
Yeah, well, here's the thing we don't know. What the fuck Vial's going to do?
Yeah.
This is the real wild card in all this,
Yeah.
is Vial made it through Supercross okay.
Well, and we might as well just go into him.
Yeah, we can. So, I have videos of him riding.
He's fucking
He was
gross.
at Paris the other day, and Issac was out there.
Well,
so
and
I have legit videos, and I have an interview from him.
Dude, and I imagine you've seen the videos from Racer X and Vital. And there's videos of like him, Joe. It's basically him and Joe, but like,
they were all out at Paris, yeah.
he looks better than Joe.
He looks good.
He looks
He looks good.
And he made it through Supercross. Yes, he had a couple moments. Knock on wood, he didn't get hurt.
Yep.
And everybody likes to go, well, look back to Kenny and Marv and Dylan or whatever. I go, well, here's the thing. Those guys didn't make it through Supercross unscathed. Like, yeah, you're always beat up, but those guys had some injuries going into their first outdoor seasons over here. And also with Kenny and Marv, this KTM's a lot better than that KTM that those guys were dealing with. Man, and that's another thing. The one knock for me on VL, and I can say this because I am a big Tom VL fan. I've watched him through his GP career, and I said this during Supercross. He has this tendency when he gets out front, and it's not like a Chase Sexton thing where he just like is going off instinct. He has these times where he's so far out front, and he gets really lackadaisical. Like, he starts taking lines that he's never taken before for no reason whatsoever. Not that the lines he was using aren't working or they're breaking down really. He starts going into different lines. You can clearly tell he's not pushing through sections. That was his only knock as a GP guy is where he just had those moments where you're like, is he even trying anymore? And not in the sense of like he makes it look effortless, like literally he's not trying anymore. But I don't think that's going to be his issue over here because I think he has something to prove.
Does he whole shot all 22 motos?
20 out of 22.
Okay.
No, in all honesty, man, Tom, and people can call me a French fan, homer, whatever, that's fine. But Tom is just, he's so good. He's a 2-time world champ for a reason. His starts are good. And everybody's like, well, you got to go into like, oh, the humidity. Well, I'm pretty sure, I think both him and Dylan are from the same part of France. I'm not a geography guy, but I think it's pronounced Avion. I think it's northern France. I think. Heat's not going to be an issue for him because I know it does get pretty hot in northern France.
Yeah.
He's also been training going back and forth between the Baker's factory in California.
I think he's in California right now, obviously.
But he's been in Florida, so he's getting adapted to it. So then the only other question you go is, well, everybody goes the on-track time. You don't have as much time over here. Tom Viel's a very smart guy.
He's a pro, dude.
Exactly.
Like, I understand that we always talk about that, but
he also got Supercross. Granted, he wasn't as great, but he got Supercross figured out fairly quickly, other than the whoops, because that was really his only downside was the whoops. I think he's going to be fine. Man, he's so fucking good. Fucking good. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to bet against him because, once again, the thing that he has these other guys don't is he already has 2 cheapy outdoor titles. And he's also not a kid. I mean, he's a kid compared to us, but he's 22 turning 23.
Yeah.
He's 23 turning 24 because he out-aged the rule over there. He's not a kid. He's not like Kenny when he came over here when he was like a teenager still.
Yep.
So he knows how to win races and he knows how to win championships. And that's the thing is, the moment is never going to be too big for him.
No.
Not that it's saying it's going to be too big for Hunter.
Him winning this title this year would not even raise my eyebrows. I'd be like, yep.
I don't think anybody would be because that's all we.
If
all
anybody was surprised, I'd be like, man, why
you're
are
not
you
really
surprised?
paying attention. Yeah, and that's the thing too is, man, he was at a time with KTM where he trained with Herlings. He grew up around Prado. He battled with Garrett's for 2 titles. He battled with Max. He actually battled for 3 titles because he could have won 2021 when he was battling Maxime Renault, and we all know how good Renault is.
Yep.
So it's like you could have looked at a 3-time champ because he also got hurt quite a few times throughout those championships. So, yeah, if you're looking at Vial going, nah, you're not really paying attention. And I don't know. The kid's really, really good.
Yeah. And then we move on to Hunter.
What do you got?
Hunter has that dog in him.
He does.
That could win this title. And honestly, I think he needs to win this title because this is going to sound terrible.
No, it's probably going to be accurate.
I can't say this about, it's hard to say this about my best friend. This could be the last title that Hunter wins.
Ever? You think so? Well, yeah, he is.
If he goes 450 full-time next year, this could be the last title Hunter wins.
Yeah, you got
because
a point.
I don't see him doing that in the 450s. Maybe. But it's like, it's a minor chance.
Well, then you also look at the fact, though, of going to the 450 because, he's going to have to deal with his brother again, Chase. And then you also have to look at the fact of is when Vial and Schmoda decide to go 450s. And so it's like, not to say that he's not as good as Gonzales. Obviously, he's on this list for a reason. But you like, Vial's probably going to be really good on a 450. Mm-hmm. Joe will figure out how to be good on a 450.
Yeah. Hunter,
Jay Coop's already proved he's good on a 450.
Hunter's got that dog in him, but man, once you get the 450 class, it's a completely different thing. Like I said, I think this is his chance to win what could be his final American, which is weird to say. Like, it's weird.
I think his biggest thing...
Because he just won his first American title.
So, my two things with Hunter that I have, as far as what he has to do with this title, is first off, he can't make enemies. Because it's Supercross. It was one thing, Nate, whatever. He was just kind of like with Jett, leaps and bounds, better than everybody else. You know, I have my feelings. Nate challenged him, but he was going to win that title no matter what, whatever. But outdoors, you got a lot of other dudes that are just as good as you, if not better.
In Supercross, it was like, man, he's so much better than everybody else. Then you get here, and it's like, you
can't be bouncing off people and getting into it with Styles Robertson. You can't do that, dude. You got to be above that.
Yeah.
And the second thing, and maybe he's over this now. He's got the title. He didn't have any of his moments in Supercross, which was my only thing when we did our preview. And it's not like he has a bunch of those moments, but those moments have seemed to cost him in his outdoor title hopes. There's weekends that he just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's very few and far between. So I'm not saying this is like a reoccurring thing. But since 2021, there's been weekends where Hunter just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
And I know you can't be on unless you're Ricky Carmichael every weekend, but you're not going to be able to have those weekends where you're getting fifth to win this title. You just can't do it. And like I said, maybe he's over it. He's got this title now. He's got a newfound sense of confidence. Not that confidence was ever his issue, but we know. But you can't show up to Southwick and go 5'9" or 5'8" or
I was
whatever
going
it
to
was.
say, here's the thing. So he went whatever. He had rides like that last year, and it's like now you've got Vial.
You got another season of Joe Schmoda. Jay Coop's coming in healthy. You know, RJ, we'll get to him in a minute. Sometimes RJ, we can talk about it with RJ, whatever. You have another year with Levi Kitchen. Seth Hammaker is going to have more out. You're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You just, and like I said, it's not like this is a problem with Hunter, but you can't have him at all though this time.
And maybe he comes in with a newfound swag after winning that Supercross title of like, I'm the fucking man, and doesn't have those issues. But if he does, man, this could be rougher than what I think he wants it to be for outdoors, because I do think he's coming in like, I'm the guy. And there's a lot of people, pundits in the industry, that are talking like, he's the odds-on favorite. And I'm like, okay, that I can't argue that per se, but man, there's other because even in our best of the rest here, there is 1, 2.
There's guys that have won motos on that list.
Yeah. So it's like,
and there's also a guy that just had his best Supercross season that's going to be confident that we know can balls to the wall speed. So and that's the thing is too. Once again, we take it with Joe. Joe was better than Hunter last year through half the season. Vial's a 2-time champ. J Mart at any moment can click one off. J Coop, we know, can battle for titles. Yeah. So it's like, dude, it's not just going to be you, your brother, and then Joe every now and then. Like, it's going to be a war this year.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this, because we've gone through now our big 5. Before we move on, who's your title pick out of those 5?
It's got to be Vial.
Okay.
It's got to be. I will say this. If Hunter or Joe won the title, I would not be shocked.
Okay.
But because of everything I said, it's kind of like what I said with Chase. I can't say the things that I said about Vial and then not pick him for the title. Is it a huge gap? Hell no, dude. It is like razor fucking thin.
Yeah.
But it's got to be Vial just because of the fact that he knows how to win world championships. The moment is not going to be too big. And his fucking starts are better than everybody else in this class. Which we know that if you're that deep in your starts, dude, he's not going to be coming from 10th, which we can't say the same for some of these other guys.
Yeah.
If you're starting 3rd at worst and Chance Hymas is in front of you, nothing against Chance Hymas, Vial's not going to have a problem with getting around Chance Hymas.
No.
So, like, that's the thing is, it's got to be Vial, but it's razor thin.
Yeah. So just to be, well, not just to be different than you. It's hard to argue with picking. I'm going to go with Hunter.
Yeah, which is...
And number 2 is because I want to see Honda win all 5 titles this year.
That'd be crazy. It's 2 Honda guys. That'd be awesome.
It'd be so awesome.
It'd be very... And that's the thing. I can't disagree with that because if Hunter does, it's like, oh, Hunter is still Hunter Lawrence for a reason.
Yeah. It's really if any of these guys
But if
won,
Joe won it, and if J. Coop won it, would you be shocked?
No.
Like,
if any of these guys won, we'd be like, okay.
Yeah, because one of them's a 2-time GP champ, one of them's a 2-time outdoor champ. Jacob's battled with the best for outdoor titles. Hunter just won a Supercross title. Joe is the only one that you're like, well, he hasn't been there, but like, holy shit, was he good last year?
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if Joe like got the points lead. Like,
what could he do?
How it worked? Like, would he falter? Whatever. I don't know. So okay, so that's our big 5. So now we'll move on to our best of the rest here. So we'll start with RJ.
Made it through Supercross, and he had his best Supercross. And I think you would agree, he's probably more of an outdoor guy.
I'm going to give him he probably wins an overall and he wins some motos. I don't think it's going to be a lot because there's a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in that big 5
Even
there.
in the best of the rest, there's a lot of guys that could do well.
Yeah, so I think he'll do well. But here's the thing, too. We've all seen it. He's fucking Sendy. So, like...
He is Sendy.
So
like
you give him a
Ace
start.
Rutherford style.
Yeah. So you give him a start, dude, and he is gonna...
He's gonna send it.
Yep. Until he either ragdolls or wins. So,
and actually, I'll ask this after we get to the end of the best of the rest. I'll wait to ask this question. But he did make it through Supercross healthy.
Yeah.
And you know that's a confidence boost for him because he had his best season. Because that's what he said at the beginning of the season after he won. Dude, I just want to be there at the end.
Yeah.
And granted, he wasn't there at the end of points, but man, there were times where you're like, man, he actually can challenge Jett on some nights. Granted, Jett kicked it in overdrive. He couldn't, but nobody expected that. But he's like, holy shit. Like, he beat Jett quite a few times in the heat races, beat him in one main, a couple Triple Crowns. But nobody expected that out of RJ.
No.
Like, if you'd have told me he beat Jett at all, I'd have been like, no fucking way. But he did. And he did it fair and square. And it's like, okay, that's got to be a confidence boost for him.
yeah.
So, yeah. But he is Sendy. It's like
RJ is the one guy that can send himself to that next level. Now, how long that lasts before he ragdolls, that's a question, whether he gets the checker flag or not. But he is the one guy that, like, if these big 5 go to the next level here, he can go there to he can send himself to that next level. He's not going to always ride that next level, but he can send himself.
Hey, RJ, just roll your bars forward like 2 millimeters.
Yeah, so I don't really know. Like I said, I think he will win at least a moto. I think he'll get an overall.
Where do you think? Where would
I don't know. I don't have any fucking clue, man. Because
I would say it's got to be RedBud because he's already done it there at least once.
Yeah.
I actually didn't realize this. He won the overall at RedBud back-to-back years, 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I saw it in the stat and I'm like,
yeah.
Damn.
But
it's hard.
He's too inconsistent to be in the big 5.
I tell you what though, that if he makes it through this outdoor season without a wild, like a wild get off, he's finally going to get himself over the hump, though, of being the consistency. Because he did in Supercross, now he's got to do it in outdoors. Well, if he does it in outdoors, you're like, okay, this is good moving forward because a lot of the big names...
I think in RJ's case, and again, our stats are probably all fucked up, but I think in RJ's case, if he busts into the top 5 in points with these guys without anybody going out, if they're all healthy by the end of the year for that big 5 we talked about, if he busts in that top 5, dude, to me, that's a win for him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because that's a lot of outdoor talent he's getting in between there. So
yes.
All right, Hammaker. When is he coming back? He's in
for Paula.
Okay,
cool. I think he's been riding for a month and a half now.
Okay, and this is another guy that like he can fucking win.
Oh, he's already proven it. And
he's got the speed as long as Kitchen or who was it last year? Who was it that they tangled at that one race in the second corner or something?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it Kitchen?
Might have been. It might have been. I think it was a Yamaha. It was a Yamaha.
Yeah, it was yeah.
He made it through healthy. He proved last year that Epstein Barr was not an issue.
Yep.
An issue.
So
we know that, and he's also, even when he hasn't had the speed to win, he's still been in the top 5. He got he got really good starts last year. He was battling up front. I think that Hammaker, I think him and then the next 2 guys we're going to talk about all have the possibility to win motos. That's why we say the best of the rest.
Yes.
It's going to be very, very hard. But would it shock me if Hammaker went out at Paula and he got on the box? No, because he's already proven he can do that. I mean, for God's sakes, he went out and fucking was the fastest dude at Paula
He's got the speed to do it, man, but he just lacks consistency and being able to stay healthy. That's all there is to it.
That's all his issue
And like
is.
last year with that whole incident with the star guy, whoever it was, I don't even remember. Yeah, well, like that wasn't his fault.
No.
That was that star guy came through that corner weird or something. I remember that.
And then the big get off at Dilla.
Yes.
That was his 2 moments.
Yep.
But dude, Seth, like, he was solid last year, man. He was a solid top 10 guy, top 5 on a lot of occasions, up front, running. He led laps. I mean, dude, what was it? Was it High Point that he led for like 15 minutes or something? I think it was.
Till Hunter and Jett got
Yeah, but I mean, dude, he was making it hard for Hunter and Jett for 15 minutes. So speed is not his issue. It's just he's got to get. But once again,
so he's good, and this is like you said, like you're about to say, recency bias.
Yeah,
of like we haven't seen him ride since outdoors.
And
last
the crazy
year.
thing is to think he's been pro since 2021. 2021? No,
Yeah.
2021 because him and Thrasher. It's not like he's had a lot of actual track time.
No.
Like he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So if he can get over the hump of just shit happening to him, this kid has a very high ceiling. It's just it's kind of like with the confidence thing. You got to get over the hump. You got to make it through it. Know your body can do it. And sky's the limit for this kid. Like, dude, if he gets to that point, this kid eventually could be a champion in one day in the 250 class. He has all the tools, all the talent.
Yeah.
It's just he's got to be healthy.
Yep. So we'll see. All right. So Kitchen.
Won a moto last year.
Yeah.
Battled with Jett for a good 20 minutes at Southwick, and then Jett said, see ya. Had a great Supercross season. Mm-hmm. Got third in the points. Bike skills for days.
He's another one of those, like, he made it through Supercross. So we'll see how this goes. He's so reminiscent of Plessinger.
Oh,
This reminds me so much of him.
So much bike skills, dude. When you watch him, you're like, he might as well just be like picking the bike up and walking around with it because you're like, the things that he can do with his lower body to pop up and over shit.
Here's the one thing that I'm kind of like, what's going to happen is we all know he's leaving
Yeah,
Star.
he's going to PC.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
How much effort does he have?
How much effort does he have? How many resources are the team giving him? Like,
Because we know Star.
Like when you're leaving, they
like,
tend
guys,
to cut. We won't say they take parts off the bike.
Yeah,
okay?
we won't say
but
that.
They cut
we
resources back.
We won't say they take parts.
You're
off
not
them.
getting the testing time that the guys who are staying there are. Yeah, I mean, I think there's potential there again to win motos and overalls, but
he's the same thing as Hammaker, man.
Yeah.
He has all the talent in the world to be a 250 champion. Mm-hmm. And he's just, if anything, man, he is so fun to watch ride. And here's another thing I love about him. He doesn't fucking care what the name on the back of your jersey. Look how many times he ran it in on he wasn't like, oh, I'm going to tee, but he's like, hey, bro, I'm here too.
I'm still upset he didn't jump the leap his rookie year there.
I remember
me
that.
and him are still fighting about that.
I will say this, though. If he's healthy by then, the one round that I think he's going to be extra motivated to win is Washougal.
Yes.
Home track.
Yep.
I don't even remember if he raced Washougal last year.
I don't remember either.
I don't think he did because I think he was hurt.
We should have done way more research on this
Yeah,
shit
well,
before
you know,
we
it
got
is what
started.
it is. That's what's good about our show. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we're just talking.
We're just winging it. You know, whatever.
So-
We're just making up shit. Very, very good, though. Would it shock me if he goes out and wins a moto, wins an overall? Hell no. I mean, dude, he won Thunder Valley last year sick as a dog.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing is like, if you ask me like, okay, where's he slot in as far as all this? He's top 10 guy, but it's like there's days he's going to run 10th and there's days he's going to whole shot and lead for 25 minutes.
And let's be real with this list because I think you could look way through this list and go, to even be top 10 this year at a 250 National is going to be an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's going to be a lot of times where 95% of the top 10 in the 250 class is going to put faster laps in than the 95% of the top 10 in the 450 class.
The 250 class is going to be the class to watch here.
Oh, my God, dude. It's going to be...
Outside of like the top 3 and 450s.
But even then, though, I think there's going to be times where the battles, even though it's not going to be as intense of what the top 450 guys are going to be, the battles back are going to be way longer,
way.
Yep.
Like, thank goodness for the 250 class because it's going to make things more interesting.
Oh, my God, dude. It's going to be a war
for
22 motos.
100%. So, all right, moving on. Max Volan.
What do you think?
I am going to question his
Commitment?
Yeah, for the summer here, because we all know he's leaving too
Yeah.
and going to Star, which
Going
is
to
super
Star.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother.
weird.
It's a whole nother conversation in and of
really
itself.
weird. Really weird.
Yeah, so I question the commitment and the performance he's going to put in for KTM here, because let's put it this way, I don't think Raj is talking to him like at all. His testing time is probably real low.
Especially after what happened in the last round of Supercross.
But like, here's the thing: you look at like last year, and he comes out in outdoors, and he's like top 5 guy, which like nobody was really expecting.
Leading laps.
Yeah, like leading laps. So like he could, because like his Supercross, even though he had moments this year, was better, and he made it through.
Yeah.
like he did make it through. He didn't make every Supercross like he should have, but he did make it through. So like, I don't know. He's probably he's one of 2 big question marks I have here in this best of the rest group. It's like, he can go out and he can fucking win a moto, and I'll be like, okay. He could
Like
go
Paula.
out. Yeah, he'd go out and he'd get 15th in a moto, and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, because it's just one of those things, man. Like, I was very critical of Max Volan when he went pro, because I think they bumped him up too early, but we've all heard the story.
we all know what the
we're
deal
not
is
going
with
to talk about that. But God, dude, if he's proven anything, man, he can rip outdoors. He has the speed to run up front. He's got the starts.
Yep.
It's just going to be one of those things that the pace that you're gonna have to go to win just a moto this year outdoors in the 250s. Is he really gonna want to do that with him leaving and going to Star next year? Is he really gonna want to, if he's got Tom Viel hounding him, or he's got Hunter or Joe or Jay Coop, is he really gonna want to go to that level?
Yeah.
For an entire 35 minutes, and that's the question mark with him. Is does he want to? Because if he's committed to it and he's like, yeah, I'm leaving, I don't really give a shit, I still want to do well, then hell yeah, this kid could be top 5 when he wants to be. But it's like, man, you are going to have to go to such a high level to win a moto this year in the 250 class that it's like some of these guys just aren't going to be mentally strong enough to do it. So, so the last thing I'll say about that, the best of the rest, and I think you already...
We've got a couple more guys here.
Oh, you just want to factor in not the tier 3, just put those tier 3 guys in there?
No, we have a few more guys in our best of the rest here.
Oh,
so
who did we put in there then?
Michael Mosman. I didn't even know he was riding until I saw some video of him the other day, and he's my second big question mark. I don't have any idea. From what I understand, he's off the team at the end of the year. I haven't heard anything about a deal for him anywhere else at this point. I don't know.
The wild thing about Michael Mosman, and I feel like we've been saying this whole list of best of the rest, we know Michael Mosman can win motos. We know he can lead laps. Like, how many times last year did he blow a lead?
Yeah.
But you just don't know. And I've seen the videos, same thing as you. Like, he looked pretty good. He looked okay. Like, whatever. Like, normal Michael Mosman stuff. But once again, is he going to do Mosman things? Is he going to be out front? Because here's the thing.
I have a fucking clue, man.
He could rip a start at hang time like he did last year and just be leading for 25 minutes and then just knife the front end.
Yeah.
And then get 7th. Mm-hmm. Or he could be leading a high point and just tip over in a corner and get 12th. Like, what is he going to do? And... I know that on the show we're pretty critical of some guys, and some people would say, oh, you're a little too hard on him. But Michael Mosman, I think, is a perfect example of you need to be hard on that guy, because if that kid could get his shit together...
Yeah, but, man, I don't know. Whatever the injuries are he's had, whether it's back, head, whatever, it was pretty gnarly. So again, most people, from what I understand at this point, they're like, we don't even know if he's going to ride next year. And I didn't know he was going to ride outdoors, to be honest with you, until I literally saw the videos, and they're like, yeah, he's riding outdoors. Okay.
Yeah, it's Pierce Brown that's going to be off for a little bit.
I was going to say, huge question mark for me as far as, what the hell are we even going to get? Is he going to be in the top 20?
I think he'll be in the top 20 because I think he's just too talented. I think it's going to be a struggle bus for him. And if the injury that he's got going on, whatever the hell it is not a nagging thing, I think eventually you'll see him creep his way up into the top 10 because he's just too fast. But I just don't know what you get with Michael Mosman.
I don't
It's the same
either.
thing at Supercross. Dude, now granted, we now know that the injury was the issue, and we were like, what the fuck is going on with Mosman?
Yeah.
This isn't the same guy as last year. Because last year the guy was battling with Christian Craig and Hunter
I was going to
Lawrence.
say, it was a back neck something, and it was way gnarlier than what anybody told anybody.
I'll say this. Mosman will probably have his moments, but the other 95% of the time, he's just going to do Michael Mosman things, and you're going to get so frustrated because you're like, if this kid could figure his shit out.
Yeah, but this is highly probable from what I'm hearing that this could be the last time we see him race pro racing, period.
Which is super unfortunate because you want to talk about a kid that had such a bright future.
Yeah.
Because he still is a kid.
But he's too smart to do this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he probably should go work at a college somewhere or something.
Yeah. So, all right. Jordan Smith. We haven't seen him ride outdoors for a couple of years, so
Yeah, I honestly can't even remember. I tried to think about this the last time what he rode outdoors, and it had to have been the TLD KTM days when he was number 44.
yeah.
I personally, I don't even remember. Like, I know Jordan. I like Jordan. I've said this plenty of times. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a Smitty fan. He's just like Supercross, really, really fast, gets in his own way. But I don't even remember like what his outdoor results were up until he like got hurt and not rode outdoors.
He's another one of those guys that like he could win a moto and I'd be like, okay. He could get 15th or he could crash in a moto and get a DNF and I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Because I mean that's kind of like what he does in Supercross.
I think he's gonna do Jordan Smith things, to be honest with you. I think he's gonna be there are gonna be days where we're gonna get done with qualifying and he's gonna be half a second faster than these guys. And then there are going to be other days that he is going to struggle to get top 15 because he's just going to have tip over after tip over, or days, like I said, he's going to be pushing to stay up front and he's going to ragdoll himself into the ground like Jordan Smith does. And you're just going to be like, oh.
So this isn't the question that I was going to allude to, but since him and Mosman, since I thought we were going to do the third tier, but since we might as well just do them.
We're going to do the third tier.
Okay, so between him and Mosman, because they're kind of the same guy, they have their same issues. Not the same issues in the sense of what they do, but they just get in their own way sometimes. Who is more likely to get a moto win out of those two?
Oh, Jordan Smith, 100%.
You think so? Okay,
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Smith's season is going to be far and away way better than
But
mine.
you think if they're both clicking at the same time, if they're just on it, you still think Smith has a better chance of winning a moto?
Honestly, my eyebrows would be way more raised if Mosman does something than if Smith does. If Smith does, I'm just going to be like, well, yeah.
My biggest thing with Smitty is because he has not raced outdoors in a long time. How committed is he going to be to suffering in the middle of the summertime? That's my biggest question with him.
Yeah.
Because all the other shit, you're just like, that's just who Jordan Smith is.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be really fast. Like you said, he's going to struggle to be top 15. That's not my question with him. That question's already answered. That's not a question anymore. Is he hasn't raced outdoors. God, it feels like it's since like 2018. I might be off on that. Maybe it's been earlier than that, but I feel like 2018. How committed is he going to be suffering when it's the middle of summertime and it's 100 degrees out?
I don't know.
That'd be my biggest question with
see.
him. Because if he's not committed, it's just going to be a fuck it year. But if he's committed, he's going to have his moments because he always does.
All right, last guy in our best of the rest segment here, Guillaume Ferrez. And for anyone who doesn't remember, he rode for Star last summer too.
Yep, out of nowhere.
GP or MX? No, what is it?
He was EMX 250.
EMX 250 kid. Yep. And then all of a sudden he was over here racing Star. Now, from what I understand, and I think you told me this, he's going to race Supercross next year. So next year he'll be around all year.
Yep.
Has he been racing EMX right now? Is that what?
No, he's been over here just riding outdoors.
Oh, just training with Jay.
Like
him and Jay Coop just motoing down.
He rode Supercross during preseason just to get a feel for it because he never really rode like a full-blown Supercross track.
Yep.
But I literally think since like December, he's been doing outdoor motos. And he's been bouncing back and forth between that and riding a 450.
So what does he do? I mean, he was good last year.
I mean, dude, he came out of Budds Creek and ran top 10.
I was going to say, he ran top 10 last year. So what does he do this year?
I honestly believe, and I'm going to get, I feel like this is just a theme. I'm going to get shit out in the comments for this. He's going to have a better season than Voland, Mosman, and Smitty by a long shot.
Probably.
Because I feel like he could be, if we're totaling those guys as the best of the rest, he has the best chance to be inside the top 10 out of him, Smith, Voland, and Mosman. Because Guillaume Ferrez just kind of, he doesn't really have any, like, next level things about him, but he also really doesn't have any, like, deficiencies. Okay. He's just kind of there. And that's not a derogatory thing. He is just a solid dirt bike rider. So I don't think he can compete with RJ and Hammaker and Kitchen. Will he have his moments where he can run top 5 and get start? Yeah, because he's just really fast. But he has the best chance outside of those three guys I just said to be top 10 in points. Okay. I really think that because I just think he's just solid. Like he doesn't really have any big issues. And now he's going to be adapted to the American lifestyle because that's the thing. I don't think up until last year he had ever actually set foot in America in his life.
Well, and he saw all these tracks last year, so he's got to step up in that direction there. So, all right, so that was our best of the rest.
So my question on the best of the rest is,
okay,
and I think you already made the comment, but I'll just ask it again. But I think this really only applies to RJ, Kitchen, and Hammaker. if we kind of believe that J-Mart is going to be the worst, and once again, worst is a relative term out of the big five, say J-Mart just starts having issues and he kind of slides out of being that fifth place, that top five guy. Out of RJ, Hammaker, and Kitchen, if all three are dialed in and they're good, which one out of those three can you see vaulting themselves into the top five?
I think RJ.
Okay. And I think you already answered that question. See, I'm going to go with Seth Hammaker.
Okay.
I think RJ has proven it enough.
Yeah.
But I think it is more likely that Seth gets his bad juju gone than RJ just learns to stop sending it.
Okay.
But once again, this is all banking on the fact of if J-Mart just...
kind of starts to fall off a little
which,
bit. Who knows?
He's not going to be J-Mart, but it's hard to say that he's just going to suck.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to get into our last 1, 2, 3, 4 riders here are rookies.
Which one of them is a true rookie, but he's not even really worth talking about, but, we got to be nice.
Which one of the... You know what? Let's just start with Jett Reynolds.
I like how you pause and you're like, yeah, let's just talk about him.
Let's just talk about Jett Reynolds. So, does he make
1919, the first round.
Does he make it through 3 rounds?
I think he makes it the whole season.
Okay. Does he break inside the top 20?
Yeah. Does he break inside the top 15? No. Nope. Not a chance in hell.
It's like, it's crazy.
And
it's nuts.
And here's the crazy thing too is what you got to remember is if he does the whole season. So think about, we're going to have Pierce Brown at some point. Mm-hmm. And I'm just stating fact here. At some point. Don't know when, but say Jett Reynolds does ride the whole season. At some point, he's going to have to race these people. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to race Pierce Brown. We didn't even talk about the other guy that's been testing for TLD, but it's not worth it because it's not confirmed. Caden Braswell. Caden Braswell is...
it's basically confirmed, but it's not confirmed yet.
I would say Caden Braswell at this point is faster than Jett Reynolds.
Yeah, I don't have any data to go off with that, so I don't.
We just know with amateurs how good he was at the end of the year, and he raced Haiden Deegan, whatever.
Yeah.
Caden Braswell. I did see this. Ty Masterpool is still going to be riding outdoors.
Okay.
So Ty Masterpool we know is very, very good.
Yep.
He's still going to have to race Derek Kelly and Josh Faries. We know both of those guys rip outdoors.
Yep.
At some point, we're going to see Faulkner. At some point. Mm-hmm. We know how good Faulkner is.
Yep.
At some point, unless something goes very, very wrong, we're going to see Cameron McAdoo.
Yep.
Who else am I? We're going to see, it's crazy to say this, but I think this guy is faster than him. We're going to see Jalik Swoll at some point. It's Jalik Swoll, but I would say Jalik Swoll is faster than Jett Reynolds.
No, I'm there. I'm there.
So
I got to breathe heavy when I do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, I mean, dude, it
at some point, if all these guys are there, no one else gets hurt and goes out. It's like, yeah, who out of those guys does he beat? I mean, dude, we just saw him go to Texas for an amateur race and get spanked.
And here's the thing too.
So it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
And I know these guys aren't racing outdoors, but think about if the Bar X boys were racing with Derek Drake, and think about if Hemp was doing it with Dylan Schwartz.
Yep.
Like, dude, I
mean,
this is going to be the worst outdoor season ever by a factory guy.
This sounds like we're shitting on him, but it's like,
We've
dude,
been
there's
right
just
since day one.
nothing. There's just nothing there.
And think about at some point after Loretta's, which I still believe that one of these guys is going to be pro at Paula, but it may be after Loretta's. Think about when Dax and Juju go pro. Mm-hmm. They're faster. They clearly have already raced this kid, and Finus is going to go pro at some point this year. I know Parker.
Phineas.
I know whatever. I call him Finus.
That's completely wrong. Like, you are completely pronouncing his name wrong, and I know this because Daniel Blair pronounces it.
People around here used to
and
call
Daniel Blair's his boss. I don't care what people say.
Look, man, I'm going to call him Finus. Parker Ross.
Still Phineas.
I'm going to call him Finus.
Still Phineas.
Parker Ross has beat him.
This is like my kid calling my crutches crankers. They're still crutches, no matter how many times you call them crankers.
Look, man, you know what? Daniel Blair could be wrong.
He's literally his boss.
I think
if anybody knows how to pronounce his name.
He's on the gas side. He doesn't care about him.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So, I mean, he probably really doesn't care about him.
Actually, he talks about him quite frequently. Thinks he's going to be good.
Oh, well, I mean, he's all right. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be better than Jett Reynolds. It's going to really shock me if he does anything at all. So
I mean, this is just one of those things of like, when you're not built as a durable athlete coming up through amateurs there, this is what happens when you get on big bikes. You hit the ground and you break, and that's what's happened with him. Like at this point, it's just, I mean, he didn't make it through his first Supercross practice. He made it 2 laps, and then he hasn't raced in outdoors. And I mean, dude, it's unreal. It's just unreal of the luck. And I mean, it's crazy to me that like, and they've talked about this too. We was talking about this of like, if you'd have gone back 4 years and said, oh yeah, Jett Reynolds will do nothing on a big bike, you would have been laughed out of every single conversation you were talking about. And now at this point, it's like, Jett Reynolds might never do anything on a big bike.
Well, I mean, you could say, and we're going to talk about his teammate in this next part, those 2 guys were touted to be the next big thing. Like, it was AC years ago, then it was Forkner, and then it was supposed to be Jett Reynolds, and then it was supposed to be Ryder D.
And
they were supposed to carry the torch for AC and Forkner.
Have I ever told you about how long Jett Reynolds' monster deal was?
Yeah, it's like 10 years.
10-year deal.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
Fucking real.
Closest thing, and I said this when we talked about this on the show, the closest thing I'd ever heard was when Jesse Nelson was his Red Bull deal, but I think that was only like 6.
Yeah, dude, it's
fucking dumb.
Crazy. And that's what's carrying Jett right now is he has that long-term monster deal, which has to be up soon.
It's got to be, because that had to go back to 65s.
Yeah, so
and
it's
he's
like,
been on 65s for quite a while now.
So it's like, and at this point, it's like what happens to him? Like he got chewed up and spit out before he even was. Sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. It does. It sucks because the kid is still talented. He's still very fast on a dirt bike, but man, it's just going to be a struggle bus because here's the thing. Outside of him ripping a hole shot and a lot of dudes stacking up in the first turn, I see no path at all.
He's one of those
for this kid to get a top 5.
He's one of those if he gets a top 10, I'm going to really be like, whoa.
Yeah,
that was a good ride.
He had to have like channeled everything he has in his talent.
Yeah, like he's one that has the potential to be a big surprise this year if he even gets in the top 10.
But like I said though, out of the rookies on this list, he's the 4th guy. So it's like you have a hard time believing it's even possible.
Yeah. So moving on to his teammate here, Ryder D.
I think Ryder D is going to have a pretty good season.
Ryder D will be one of those guys that floats around.
Because, I mean, he was top 10 last year in some of the races he had.
Yeah, this is going to sound disrespectful, but I'm going to put him like 10 to 15 place guy.
I mean, I think it's fair, though, when you think about all
when
the guys
you think about
how
everybody else, including the next 2 we're going to talk about rookie-wise, yes.
And I mean, when you also look at the fact of all those names that I said, and, like, you start thinking about the privateers like Derek Kelly and Ty Masterpool, like, still beating, like, that's good. Like, when you're going to talk about those guys are, like, could be outside the top 15.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, that's where I pencil him in at is like a 10th to 15th place guy. He's good.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that he has a deal moving forward here because he's kind of gotten yanked around here. And I think that just speaks
gas,
to,
by the way, everybody.
Yeah, and I think that just speaks to the divide there that we're starting to hear rumblings of between like Team Green and Mitch.
Yeah.
As to what's been kind of going, because we all kind of question like, what the hell's happening with Ryder D? Like, is he pro? Is he not pro?
Yeah,
he doesn't have a pro deal.
Again, and he didn't ride, and Hymas and D. Well, then you look at that team next year, and like that team is going to be Joe's leaving, going into Honda. He's going to Gas. Jett Reynolds will probably be off the team, so then that leaves Kitchen's moving over. It's going to be McAdoo, and who fucking knows what Forkner's going to do? And Hammaker.
Kitchen, McAdoo, Forkner, and Hammaker. That's
we don't know what Forkner. I still, until 2024 rolls around, I don't believe anything anybody says about Forkner because I don't know what's going to happen with him.
I don't know.
He's going to be on a Kawasaki, but is that going to be a Pro Circuit 250 again, or is it going to be a factory 450 and then it's going to be see ya? Because like I said, all these people can say all these things throughout 2023, but that is the one dude that I don't care if Steve Mathis was telling me to my face, I'm not going to believe it until I see it.
Yeah.
Because there's too much shit around him.
Yeah.
But I think Ryder D will have his moments. I think there's times where he can be in the top 10 in some motos.
Yeah, I think he'll battle up there. He'll get a start or something.
But it's going to be tough, man. When you're looking at Voland and Mosman and Smitty being like, oh, okay, it might be tough for them to crack the top 10. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough for Ryder D.
I hope he's got like a 3-year deal with Gas there, so he can really get into the pros and like get his feet wet the first year.
Because he's a good rider, dude. Yeah. He's good. He's got talent.
Yeah, but he's one of those guys that's going to take time to develop him here into a.
I mean, he's still young too.
Good pro.
Still young.
Yeah.
I think he's 17,
something like that. Like 17? Not very old. Yeah,
17. So, I think he's going to have his moments, but yeah, man, it's going to be 10 to 15, and I would actually slide closer to 15 than 10.
I'm not on him of like his career is in the toilet before it gets
No.
started. I'm just on the train of, much like a Volan, he needs time to develop.
If he gets his shit together and he gets the right guidance, he could definitely be a top 5 guy consistently in his future in the 250 class.
So, all right, moving on here. So Honda's other 250 guy here, Chance Hymas. What do you think is going to happen here? Because we saw Hymas and Deegan race the last two last year.
And we saw Hymas in Supercross, and he was better than we all thought.
Yep.
So, man,
is he one of those guys that battles in, like, say, the 6 to 12 range here?
which, dude, this is the hardest thing for me because that 6 to 12 range is so wide open. Mm-hmm. You know, because you got to ask yourself, okay, just run down the list of guys. Do you think he can beat RJ?
I don't know.
Do you think he can beat Kitchen? Do you think he can beat Hammaker? So now you start going, okay, that's 3 dudes right there. That's 6, 7, and 8.
Yep.
Okay, so now you go Volan, Smitty, and Mosman. Okay, Mosman, yeah, because Mosman's probably going to have a rough year.
Yep.
Okay, Smitty, yeah, probably because Smitty's going to do Smitty things. So then you look at Volan and you're like, if Volan is actually like focused and dedicated,
That's a tall order.
that's a tall fucking order only because Volan has already showed us that he can do it. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, you start talking about all these guys coming back. Pierce Brown coming back. McAdoo, Faulkner. You know, I mean, I would love to say it because I like Hymas. I'm not as on board with Hymas as you when we started talking about Hymas and Kitchen and all them. Just because he's a Honda guy, I like the fact that that Weimer helps him. When Hymas rides, he reminds me a lot of Trey Kennard. His technique is very similar. But man,
he's going to come in super prepared because he only did, was it, 3 or 4 Supercross?
Daytona was his last one,
Yeah.
so 3, right?
I think.
3? 4?
I don't remember.
3?
Maybe
Yeah,
4 or something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, 4. Yeah.
so like he's going to be prepared, but I don't know.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Okay.
I do like the way they're developing him, though.
Yes,
here
they're
with
doing
doing
it
a
the
few
right way.
Supercross, and now we're going to go full outdoor season.
Then we're
and
gonna
we
do
did
full
like the
Supercross
last
next
2.
year.
Yeah.
All right, so what's is 50-50? He's a consistent top 10 guy.
Yeah, pretty
50-50?
much.
Okay.
There's just, this is what we've been running into the last few years with 450s. It is just so deep that at some point you got to like cut it and be like, look, this guy's great, but he's just going to be a 10 to 15th place guy, you know? So I think he's one that he's going to be floating around that top 10 most of the year. And honestly, I think if he can be in the top 10 more often than not, he should really, barring a bunch of injuries like we've seen with the 450 class, I think he should consider that a good year.
What do you think his ceiling is when everything is clicking for him?
6 to 9.
No, I mean just in a moto. If everything's clicking and everybody else is feeling it, what do you think his
6 to 9?
6 to 9? Okay.
I don't really see him. There's just so many dudes here,
Which
that
is
for
a
him
great
get-
problem to have.
Yeah, for him to get into the top 5, because I would love to say, you know, he could get a top 5. And again, it's one of those things. If he gets a top 5, like it's not going to really raise my eyebrows. I'm gonna be like, man, that was a good ride, but I'm not going to be like, whoa, holy shit, where'd that come from? Yeah, man, it's one of those things. It's like, man, you almost feel disrespectful, but it's just tough because there's so many guys in this class this year.
I'm gonna say 8th or 9th because it's really hard because if you start looking at best of the rest, RJ, Hammaker, and Kitchen, it's like, man, you got to be really fucking good to be either.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Yeah.
man. Good luck because you're talking about all 3 dudes that have already been up front, know how to win motos, know how to lead laps. And that's the thing is you got to when you start like nitpicking these things, you really got to ask yourself. You start putting situations together, and you go, do you think if Hymas ripped a whole shot and he's got Hunter Lawrence and Joe Schmoda and Tom VL hounding him, do you think he could lead a lap? And I go, I don't know. Whereas like Kitchen's already done it, RJ's done it. Seth led Jett and Hunter for 15 minutes last year. You're like, do you think Hymas could do it? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. So. Yeah, I agree. If he's in the top 10 more often than not, I think it's got to be a win for him. And I think having Weimer and you know Kennard in his corner, they'll tell him the same thing.
Yeah.
Don't get hurt, dude. You got a long career. 'Cause
Long
once again,
career, yeah.
17.
Something like that.
17?
He's young.
Yeah, same thing as Deegan and Ryder D.
Yeah, he's young. So it's like
you
just
got a
go out
long
there,
career.
do all the races, like
Yep.
get what you can, make sure you stay in the top 20.
And depending on how closely he's still working with Weimer will tell him that because
Yeah.
Weimer went through the same shit in his career. So
Yeah, Hymas is one of those guys that, again, I think he's going to develop. I think he'll develop into a better rider than Ryder D.
you could be looking at a consistent podium guy if he gets his shit together,
Yeah.
has the right guidance, which
Yep.
he does so right now.
So, All right, here we go. So episode 238. Let's talk about
and it's fitting that it's the last guy we talk about.
Well, I saved him for last here because I knew this was
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We're not panicking
I'm
on this.
just kidding.
We're not
guys.
panicking on this.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, but realistically here, we've seen, and I've been arguing with people in the comments here for weeks now. We've seen what he did outdoors last year for the last couple, okay? He ragdolled himself in Ironman.
Which, hey, man, it's part of it.
It's part of it. Yeah.
He tried to do a section that was gnarly as shit.
That Hymus did. Have the video. Go look it up.
It's gnarly as shit. And everybody's like, well, he crashed. He crashed because he tried to
do an on-off and an outdoor.
Huck a section that not really much people were doing.
Yeah.
That's on him. That's part of racing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, he got top 10 at Paula. Well, somebody brought this up. Well, the only reason he got 10th in that moto is because McAdoo went down in the last lap, which I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
He was running 11th, like a distance 11th, and then McAdoo went down. So it's like, yeah. And then, he's more prepared, this and that. And like, he's only ride outdoors.
And
well,
I'll
guys,
give you
shit.
I will give you that. But now we have to go through here. This is what I've been arguing with people. Supercross versus motocross speed.
There's a lot more guys that are better outdoor riders than they are supercross guys, and everybody that's making the obvious statement, well, he's only ridden outdoors his whole life, he does that. Yeah, so is everybody else, but here's the thing, and Travis made a comment of this. The kid's had a supercross track since he was on 65.
Yep.
His dad knew the game. They had been focusing riding, well, people are like, oh, he's only been on a supercross track so long. For a lot of you Haiden Deegan fans that actually believe that, you're really not paying attention. The kid's been riding supercross since he was literally on 65.
Yes.
And he actually, first time he ever rode a supercross track, he was actually on a 50.
Yeah.
So, and he was also, no offense, he was kind of doing the amateur stuff against a weak field. Yeah. It wasn't deep. That's not taking anything away. Haiden Deegan was great. But guys, this is not supercross. The disparity in speed as outdoors is so much greater. J-Mart, two-time outdoor champ. J. Coop, guy who's won races at MX of Nations, battled the likes of Jett Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence. Hunter Lawrence, supercross champ, GP experience. Joe Schmoda, had Jett's number a lot. Tom Viel, two-time outdoor champ. All those statistics that I just read, those guys didn't have it in supercross.
I'm just going to say it for our clickbait here.
You're going to say the quiet part out loud?
I think outdoors is going to be much rougher for him than what supercross was.
And are you saying... Because I probably will agree with you. Are you saying rougher as a relative term as opposed to his supercross?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't think you're okay. No, you're good. You're good. It's okay. I don't think you're gonna see him. How do I want to put this? I'll just say it. If he gets a podium, it'll raise my eyebrows.
Oh yeah,
real high.
I'll be shocked
like,
as hell.
Wow, that was a good ride for him.
I'll be shocked. Not to say that he doesn't have the talent to do it.
I'm not saying he doesn't have the talent, but here we are again. This is not Supercross.
No.
It's not the field split in half. This is everybody, including guys coming back here for the 250 class that were not there in Supercross.
And also you want, and here's the thing too, and I know it was the last round and he won the heat race. People are like, well, he got a bad start. Guys, getting good starts is part of racing a motocross and Supercross. Yeah. That's on you.
Yeah. So what do you think he is? We'll call it average for the year. Where does he slot in here?
I think I'm going to stand by my comment when we talked about this. I think his average is 9 to 12.
Okay.
Because like I said, you think about it, the big five, you got Hunter, Joe, Viel, J-Mart, J-Coop, then you talk about RJ, Levi, and Seth. It is very hard even for me to fathom that he could consistently beat RJ, Levi, and Seth.
Yep.
Because those dudes have already done it. That's the thing. RJ's already won motos. He's already proven he can run up front. Levi already beat Jett. He gave Jett everything he can handle at Southwick. Seth's already been there, done that, led the top guys. Haiden has not done that at an outdoor national yet.
And let's just put this out there for everyone. This is not saying that he will not get there eventually.
Oh, yeah, dude. He has the highest upside of all the rookies.
He's the best rookie, in my opinion, coming in out of these four. He has the highest upside. He has the highest trajectory.
Can he be a champion one day? Yes.
Yes.
A multi-time champion one day.
But we are talking literally
right
for
now.
2023. And, man, when you start looking, I mean, if we get the list of names, it's like, who does he beat out of these guys week in and week out? That's not saying he doesn't go out and get a top five. He doesn't yank a start, run up front for 20 minutes, and then fade to fifth because they've put 30 seconds on fifth place. So, like, he fades 30 seconds in the last 10 minutes. That's not saying that. That is saying that by the time you spread it out and average it over the whole season here, I just don't see how he ends up top 5 without a huge loss of talent going on here as far as like people getting hurt.
Like I said, think about the fact that if you had a healthy Pierce Brown, Fortner, and McAdoo, now you're adding 3 more dudes.
3 more dudes.
So it's like, can Haiden Deegan get a top 5? Yes, of course he has the talent. Can he get a podium? Would Travis and me be surprised? Yes, but he has the talent to do it.
He has the talent to do it.
But here's the thing, and I ask even you hardcore Haiden Deegan fans, and this is not a shot. No.
And here come the comments.
It's fine. It's fine, but it's a valid question to ask. Even you hardcore Haiden Deegan fans, ask yourself, because you keep saying, and you blast us in the comment, oh, he's going to be really good. He can get podiums, this and that. What makes you believe he can beat Hunter Lawrence, a Supercross champion, a guy with GP experience that has battled for plenty of titles, Joe Schmoda, that, like I said, beat Jett Lawrence a few times last year when Jett was actually trying, a 2-time GP champion in Tom Viel, who has been there, done that, and there's no moment too big, J Mart,
2-time outdoor champion.
2-time outdoor champion who has beaten the likes of Cooper Webb, Adam Cincerello, so on and so forth, and Justin Cooper, who once again
has battled with and beat Jett.
When Jett was in Jett mode. So it's like, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what makes you believe, outside of the fact that you really like the kid, you like his family, you like his content, and you think he's really fast? What makes you believe he can beat those 5 guys consistently?
Week in and week out. And that's what we're talking about, is week in and week out. We're not talking one-off races. We're not talking like, hey, like I said, he yanks a start, he runs, he we'll call it leads the moto for 20 minutes before he like pumps up and starts to fade or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, you come into next year, we're having a completely different conversation about this.
Yes, and a lot of these guys are going to be in the 450 class years. So like next year, you're going to have to deal with Joe and Vial pretty much at that point.
Yeah, so, but we're talking for 2023 here, man,
And here's the thing, too, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This kid yanks a holy. He's going to be so amped up. But once again, how is he going to react if he has the likes of Tom Viel hounding his ass?
Yeah,
how is he going to react? Because there's no proof to say that he can. Not to say that he doesn't have the mental fortitude and he eventually won't get there. Once again, what makes you believe that kid can handle pressure from Tom Viel for 35 minutes on an outdoor track?
Yeah,
there's just no data, and that's the part of life. You go by data. What has happened, and it's big in our sport. And not a lot of people. They're like, "What if? Shoulda, coulda, woulda."
And this is what I've been arguing with people in the comments when they're like, "Oh, he's so good at outdoors. He's so much better. He's so much better." And I'm like, "What were his finishes at the 2 outdoors last year?"
What would make you believe that if Hunter Lawrence is behind him at fucking Southwick, that he could handle that pressure for 35 minutes?
Yeah,
there's nothing. Oh, he won a bunch of titles in amateurs. Cool, man. Like, that doesn't matter when you go pro.
And I am here to watch this. Like,
I'm all
here
about
to track this, talk about him every single week.
Awesome to watch, because you definitely know they're going to shove it down our throat during the outdoor preview.
And here's the thing.
And it's warranted.
He's Sendy.
He's going to send
he will not be scared to get in that first corner with people and try to yank it.
And he's also not going to be scared to run it in on people.
Nope.
Once again, here's the same thing. You know what? In a perfect world, the first moto of the year, him and RJ go 1-2 off the start.
Yep.
And those motherfuckers just send it. Because I'm here to tell you.
For 35 minutes.
Both of them are probably going to crash at the same time. I don't want that, but that's the thing, guys. Take out your bias against being a Haiden Deegan fan and be logical. What makes you believe he can beat those 5 guys?
Well, and to be honest, I mean, last year we were much harsher on him.
Yeah.
And we went and saw that freaking combine at RedBud and went, whoa.
He was really good.
He ripped RedBud last year. You know what? He might be, dude, RedBud might be one of those places, again, where he feels it because he did so well at the combine last year, and he gets a start and he just pulls something off.
The one thing we can say about Haiden Deegan, it's the same thing we can just say about RJ, is there's a lot of guys where in their situation we know, like, they're not going to go. We know if Haiden Deegan yanks a holy, that is going to be an entertaining time, whether it's from start to finish or for 5 minutes. It is going to be entertaining because even if that kid is fading, he is going to ride the widest fucking bike.
He's going to ride the wheels off that thing. And I'll say this here as far as we go through this season. I think you're going to see his outdoor season a lot like his Supercross season.
It's going to progressively get better.
I think he's going to progressively get better as the year goes on. It would not surprise me by the time we get to round 9, 10, 11 if he is a 5 to 10th place dude.
For
easy.
Sure.
But I think these first few rounds,
I'll say till round 5 till we get to RedBud.
I think the first 5 rounds you're going to see. I'm going to go a 6 to 12th place guy.
Yep,
okay.
I can see that.
for most motos there. Overalls, who the hell knows, because it's going to be so mixy-matchy.
Whatever.
But I'm going to say moto finishes, he's going to be like an average of 6th to 12th place here through the first 5. And then I think you're going to see it, like I said, progressively get better till we get to the last 3. And then when we get to the last 3, I think you're going to see, just like with Supercross, like, man, it progressively got better and better and better and better. You're going to see that.
Here's the one thing I think he's going to have an advantage, and that's just because, not because of Star, just because of who his dad is, having the resources and the money. He's ridden already a lot of these tracks already.
Yes.
Obviously, we know he's ridden Polo.
Yep.
Being a California kid, he rode Hangtown probably a lot of times for areas or regionals.
Yep.
I assume at some point they've been to Thunder Valley.
Yep.
I know they've been to High Point.
I don't know about the Thunder Valley.
Thunder Valley would be the one. There's one.
I'm not sure if they've done that, because like I was kind of tracking the vlogs the last couple of years. I don't think they've been there.
So I know they've been to High Point.
High Point, yeah.
They've been to RedBud.
They've been to RedBud.
They rode Southwick a lot of times, not even on Pro Day. They went there for a lot of areas.
Yep.
So, okay. So Millville, I think they've been to Millville.
I don't remember.
Washougal is the one track that I don't think they've been to yet.
Yep. And they've been to Ironman.
They've been to Ironman. They've been to Unadilla, and they've been to Budds Creek. So, okay, you take out of the 11 rounds.
But Dilla, they haven't rode the pro track.
No, but still, I mean,
yes.
the track, the dirt, the soil, it's
similar.
Yeah.
We'll go
so
with that.
you've been to 9 of the 11 rounds. That's the one thing he's going to have in his back pocket.
Yep.
That some of the other guys, like Ryder D, has not been to some of these races. Hymas has not been to some of these tracks.
Yep.
He's going to have in his back pocket. Realistically, what is his best finish? And you can even say at the end of the season when he gets shit figured out, what do you think?
I'm going to go with 5th.
I agree.
That's where I'm going to go. He tops out. Now, again, he could get a podium, and I could be like, man,
I wouldn't
dude,
either.
just...
Because he's good. Great
ride.
And you know what? We'll be the first to praise him the next time on the show.
Yep.
Good for him, because the kid is too damn talented that if he got a podium, you'd be like, holy shit. Well, it's like, well, he's talented, so it's like, yeah.
But I'm gonna keep my expectations tethered here as we go into the season, kind of like we did with Supercross, and then at the end we went, wow, we underestimated what he was gonna do, and maybe we're doing the same thing by the time we get to the end. And I'm sure in the comments here we're gonna get blasted for eating crow, but
I think for outdoors though, it's a little bit more valid because of the accomplishments of the guys going into outdoors.
Yeah.
Because like I said, does it surprise anybody that he was better than J. Martin Supercross? No. Does it surprise anybody that he was better than Vial in Supercross? No. But once again, he wasn't better than Hunter. He wasn't better than Nate.
Yep.
And him and Smitty went back and forth, but for the most part, Smitty has number. He just did better in points. And does it really surprise anybody that he was better than Max Anstey in points in Supercross? No.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, did we eat crow? Yep, we admit it. We ate crow. We were fucking wrong.
We put out a video. We underestimated his Supercross.
But the
speed.
thing about outdoors is you're dealing with guys that are much more accomplished in outdoors as opposed to Supercross.
Yep.
Like I said, if he gets a podium, wouldn't shock me. But I think his best finish is going to be 5th, and I think for most of the season he's going to be 9 to 12. And then I think as we get past RedBud, we get past Southwick, I think he'll inch his way into being like 6 to 10. But man, if all those 5 guys are on it the entire season, it is very hard for me to think he could beat those guys.
100%. I'm right there with you. It's like, man, it's when you start going down the list of names there, and it's like, which one of these guys is he going to
take off? J-Mart is the one guy, and we've agreed on this, that just because
they could fall out of the big 5 into the best of the rest.
Yeah. So since we gave our title picks, last 2 questions, then we'll wrap this up. We didn't need to do it with the 450, so we don't have enough guys. Who will be the biggest surprise out of who we've talked about, and who do you think will be the biggest disappointment? And I say once again, and I've used this term a lot, in relative terms, in the sense that maybe has a lot of pressure on him or has done well in the past that just maybe doesn't live up to it. So, biggest disappointment, who do you think will be? Dude. And I don't think it's I think it's fair because any one of these guys could just fall on their face.
Biggest disappointment, I think, is going to be Jeremy Martin.
Okay.
I think there's, like I said, he's not the Jeremy Martin of 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, fudge, he's fallen a long ways here, you know, and again, I think he's going to be good and he can win motos and he can be on the box and stuff like that. But man, it's going to be a tall order for someone of his age. So I think there's just going to be that kind of like, you know, we really expected him to be this outdoor warrior and like, it's okay, but it's just not, not there.
I'd agree with that. As much as that pains me to say, and trust me guys, it really pains me to say, I fucking love Jeremy Martin. I love that dude. I think it's going to be rough. It's
Yeah.
going to be rough because I think those kind of like with AC. I think there's going to be times where those injuries are just going to flare up and
Yep.
he's going to be like, no mas.
Yep.
And he does, look, Jeremy Martin doesn't have anything to prove to anybody anymore at this point. That dude has been solid his entire career. Yes, has his Supercross career been way up and down? Yes. Dude still has 5 main wins. Mm-hmm. So for a guy that has really bad rounds, he still has wins. He's been solid.
Yep.
Biggest surprise. And it can be, once again, anybody. It can be anybody.
Dude, I think I don't know.
That one's a little tougher.
Question. You go first. You tell me who you think your biggest surprise is gonna be.
So I don't know if this will be a biggest surprise, and I think if you listen to comments I've just made, I think you could see where this is going. I think it's gonna be Seth Hammaker.
Okay.
Is it a big surprise? But that's my question. Do you think it's a big surprise?
That's a big debate. Is like out of these guys that have like won motos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like is it
All right.
is it really considered a surprise?
Then no. Then that's not fair. Max Voland. Because I think Max Voland is going to be dialed in this year.
Okay.
I think Voland is going to be a big surprise. And you can take however you want to with big surprise, but I think Voland, even though I think Hammaker out of those guys would be the next to jump into the top 5 if one of them goes out, I think Voland is going to have moments kind of like he did his rookie year where we go, holy shit, this kid is uber fast. I think it's going to be Voland.
Okay, so my big surprise here, I think my big surprise is going to be how how non-dominant Hunter's going to be out of the big 5.
Expand.
So
I think I have an understanding what you're saying.
you look at like Supercross there, and it was like, man,
won every round but one.
yeah, I was gonna say it didn't really matter what happened. He would get to the front, whatever.
He was kind of Jett Lawrencing around there for a little bit.
I don't think you're gonna see that with outdoors. I think it's going to be a bit rougher for him to be that much of a dominant person.
So basically what I'm getting is even though you think he's going to win the title.
And he's going to be good.
You think it's going to be more he wins the title because he's just more consistent?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to go with there.
All right.
So
I could see that. So then you probably think like he's going to get like 4 overalls at most.
Yeah.
And he's just going to get some moto wins here and there, but then the other motos he could be like 4th.
Yeah.
Which
I'm gonna go with something like that.
right.
It's
And
just gonna be. It's not going to be Supercross domination like he just had, where he won 2 rounds early and was just clearly far and away the best guy.
And I mean, also let's think about it. There could be motos where he's just the 4th best guy. Mm-hmm. Like there could be motos where he gets a 5th place start and he just passes J Mart or J Coop or Vial or Schmoda, and that's as far as he goes.
I mean, look at his history at Southwick. It's not great.
No. I mean, look at his history. It's like multiple rounds.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I totally believe that. And
I think that's going to be the biggest surprise is like how he wins the title more out of consistency than supremacy.
Which would be wild too, because if you look at the last couple years in the 250 class, the guy who's won the 250 title has been fairly dominant, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Jett last year. 2021 was debatable because J Coop and J Mart, but still Jett won a lot of races. Dylan was very dominant in 2020. AC was very dominant in 2019. AP, I wouldn't say was really dominant, but he won a lot of races. I mean, that would kind of be a change.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you got to say that for like I think the same thing about Vial though.
Yeah.
I mean, if Vial wins the title, I could only see him winning 5 overalls.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, there's just going to be days where those guys just one of them's not going to be the fastest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 250s. Oh man, I'm excited for 250 class.
250 class is going to be good because it's going to be deep, and then the
excited.
450s is going to be good just to see those top 3 go at it.
Yep. Oh, one more little tidbit I guess we could put in there because I didn't know if we were going to talk a little bit more or we just going to be done. Have you heard the rumor? And I know we fucking hear this every year. Herlings is trying to figure out a way.
I've heard that. I was actually going to bring that up.
And Lewis Phillips said it's not unlikely.
He's not here yet.
He's not here yet. No, he's not here.
I kind of expected to see him. So we have a guy with press access this week.
Who's our guy?
Issac
Oh.
is press this week.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Oh.
I think he'll be there Thursday for press day. we'll know press day if he's there.
And there's also other rounds that line up with his schedule that even if it's not the first round, he could show up at. Like, I think it's...
My thing is, though, are they going to let him?
That's the biggest thing.
He's leading the... Well,
I don't know what happened.
Not leading the points, but he's within 8. Like,
yeah, that's the thing, though, is that the brass going to do it? Because he's made the comment he wants to finish out this year, next year, and then his last year is going to be in America. Mm-hmm. He's racing American motocross before he retires. He's made this very evident because he wants to prove a point. All I'll know is that if it comes out that Herlings is over here, which I have a feeling that if he does come over here, there will be no fucking videos of him. It'll be kind of like Iron Man 2017.
Not till press day.
It'll be like Area 51. Mm-hmm. You will not know that he's here until you know that he's here. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, will it be fucking the news is going to have a heyday. Because if it comes out Monday morning, the week of a national, Jeffrey Herlings to race so-and-so, Chase Sexton, Jett Lawrence, and all of them are like, really? Fucking really?
They're screwed at that point because he is in form
He's in form now.
Mm-hmm.
He's in form now.
Yep.
He's in form now. All I'll say, boys, is like, look, y'all are going to be a next level. This is going to be like last year, but I'm telling you right now, if Herling shows up, and especially if he shows up halfway into the year.
It'd be wild, though, if he showed up and Chase still beat him.
Oh, I would be the first to be like, fucking A.
That would be...
Because you know how I feel about Herlings. Like, I would be like, holy shit.
Like, if he does show up and Chase beats him straight up.
But how much would it... I mean, I think it's...
Because, like, here's the thing. Especially if he shows up first round here, like...
Yeah.
We've all seen that Herlings doesn't give a shit. He is in every race to win every single fucking race.
Dude, he rode a fucking British championship last week at a track. He's like, I just need to check it off my bucket list.
What is he doing?
Like, why the fuck are you here? And he just wants to ride his dirt bike, man. And you know what? You know how I fucking commend him for that. Like, dude, that is a true guy that just loves to ride his dirt bike.
Yeah, because here's the thing. We saw him race Eli there in 19 or whatever it was, but Eli obviously had the title or whatever. Yeah. And you know, obviously he's in the middle of his title thing.
But the fact that he's even talking about coming over here in the middle of a title shows that he just doesn't care.
So here's the thing. I've listened to some of his interviews and stuff. I think Jeffrey's to the point that, yeah, he wants to continue to do GPs for the next couple of years here. But I'll be honest, I don't think he gives a shit about GP records anymore.
No, he just passed Everts.
I was going to say, because he knows he's got the most GP wins. So, like, that's whatever. He knows he's not going to catch any of these guys in titles.
No.
He's basically, even if he wins this year, next year, like, okay, cool, he's the most winning and he's got, you know, however many titles. But he knows he's not going to be the title guy. So at this point, he's like, well, I just want to race my dirt bike. So now it's like, okay, well, I'll come over here and race. And he's going to race because he doesn't give a shit about that title. Like, yeah, it'd be great to win the title. He's got money. He's got investments. He's got that all on lock.
Yeah,
So at this point, it's just about literally pure. He wants to race and prove he's
the best man on our track.
So,
the thing I love about him though is he will always say, and he will say this now that we know Eli's done. He will tell you that it is a bummer that he didn't get to race Eli.
Yeah,
I know that was something he really wanted to do. But yeah, man, I'll tell you this. Like, that's the thing is he just loves riding his dirt bike. He doesn't care. He knows he left 5 world championships on the table, which he knows had he been healthy, he'd have won all 5. He'd be a 10-time world champion at this point. Most GP wins, most moto wins, like fucking 200-something moto wins in his career. All I'll say is, and it's fine, everybody, you've called me before, other people, a Jeffrey Herlings homer.
You are.
No, that's the same thing. You feel about Jett the way I feel about Herlings, which, if you remember correctly, I never used to feel this way about Herlings. I was very critical of him. And then I've come around to him. He's changed his attitude. I respect him. I'll tell you this, as good as Chase and Jett are, if Herlings comes over here and he is locked in, I'm sorry, boys. You're not going to beat him.
Yeah, but those here's the thing, though. Like I said, they're coming. If he's coming over early rounds here or first round or whatever, like those boys are locked into fucking race too.
Oh yeah, no.
And this is now not. Hey, I'm just protecting my title. Like whatever, I can't afford to do this. This is like, yo, I got to go race him.
Well,
too.
no, and that's the thing too is I think even if they're locked in a battle and they come over, look. Everybody knows, and Dylan will tell you the same thing because Dylan and Jeffrey fucking hate each other. Like those two legitimately do not like each other. Every time Jeffrey Herlings lines up on a gate somewhere, somebody is going to do a big dick swinging contest, and they want to be the guy to beat Jeffrey Herlings. So even if they're in the middle of a championship, dude, say he comes in. Well, if he comes at the Wick, like, let's be real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but say he comes like Millville or Washougal, and they're in the middle of a championship. Chase Sexton and Jett Lawrence see Jeffrey Herlings line up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be like, ooh, we're a little extra sendy today. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good, but I'm too much of a believer to believe that they would be able to beat Herlings.
Yeah.
Look, I love to see it, though. Holy shit, Jeffrey. Come over, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my God.
I'm here for it. And I think these next few years are going to be interesting with him jumping in and out of everywhere he's trying to jump in and out of to race.
And here's the thing is, we know for a fact, unless something crazy happens, he's going to be here in at least 3 years.
Yeah.
He's going to be here at some point.
And the thing I didn't think about here when I started this conversation with you is I didn't think about him racing that whatever race he raced the other week.
The British Championship?
Yeah, because I saw that. Because when I said, like, oh, are they going to let him? But it's like...
Or Fox Hill, I'm sorry?
Yeah, but it's like, well, they let him go do that one. So, like... I mean...
And I'll tell you this, too, though. Because it's going to be 1 year. Because I think he wants to round out his career in the United States outdoors.
Is it, though? Or is it
maybe
2? Because
maybe he comes over here and he just races a couple years. We know he's not doing Supercross. He's already said that, but just outdoors. Yeah. Dude, his contract is going to be insane. He's going to make so much money.
Maybe. I
don't know, man.
He's at the point. I don't think he cares about that anymore.
He doesn't care, but here's the thing here's the thing. Was his contract 2 more years with KTM?
I don't remember.
If it was only 2, for some reason 2 or 5 is sticking in my mind, but it's got to be 2 years. I think he signed a 2-year contract with KTM. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody will probably correct me. If it's 2 years, though, here's the thing. Maybe he comes over here and he's a free agent. Do you imagine if he came over here as a free agent?
Oh, man, that would be so
weird. The bidding
weird.
war?
That would be so weird for him to not ride a KTM, though.
You know what I'd say? Hey, Honda, just squash the 250 program and just put him next to Jett and Hunter for like a year or 2.
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be interesting to see.
I want to see it, man. I want to see Jeffrey Herlings at one point this year come outdoors because this is the perfect time to do it. Well, granted, even if he comes over here in 2 years, it'll still be the perfect time to do it. I'm for it, man. Come over.
I'll do a little digging here and see. In a couple of years, it'd be really interesting because then you're going to have Jett in his prime versus Herlings.
And Chase is still going to be in his prime.
Yeah, so that would be interesting.
Jeffrey, I mean, I feel like Jeffrey, because he's only going to be 30.
Yeah.
So he's still going to be...
I mean, look at what Tomac did.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
I'm all for it, man. I'm all
too.
for it. I want to see it, dude. And I'll tell you what, man, I will shit a brick if it actually comes out there.
I'll do some digging here and see if I can figure out if he's coming. So
Jace would be probably the guy to find out.
I'll do some digging and see if I can find out. So, all right, this has been episode number 238, our outdoor season preview show, our Haiden Deegan dedication show. So, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.
Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thanks to our sponsors: Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings, Holster Co, Gutter Worx, Adept Creative Co, Isaac Nelson Designs, Edgewood Farms. Links in the description down below. New T-shirt for the outdoors coming out sometime this week. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back next week to wrap up the first round of outdoors and start talking about how this championship's going to go. So we will see everybody on the next one.